The flame-grilled Whopper from Burger King. The most food-filling burger.
Is it, though?
Is that?
Yes. A slightly better version of you.
I don't understand.
Just like the new Whopper that's juicier and tastier than ever before. Same, but hits different. That's my line now.
Oh, sorry.
Whopper never tasted so good. Order now on the Burger King app.
This is the Go Radio Football Show with Burger King. Order the ultimate food satisfaction with the Flame Grilled Bacon Double Cheeseburger XL. Order your Burger King delivery now.
Let's go!
Good evening, this is Paul Cooney with Andy Walker and Craig Moore, two giants of the footballing world. They're here for you tonight. And it's Europa League game day 2. We're only 42 minutes away from kickoff. Celtic against the Portuguese side Braga. And the Celtic lineup is Schmeichel in goals. Donovan, he's in. Carter, Vickers and Scales and Tierney. McGregor, the captain, of course. Bernardo is in and Negrin. Up front, Maeda and Tounekti with Iheanacho. Andy Walker, first reaction, then a couple of changes there.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting team. I think when you look at Donovan, the fact that he's in there ahead of Ralston, who played at the weekend, I think that's a big boost for the young lads, and see how he gets on in his European debut. I think in the middle of the park, Bernardo, I think he's coming in. You're up against Portuguese opposition. He'll want to show team players, anyone watching from his homeland, that he's still got a lot of ability. And of course up front, I don't think you could pick a front three that's stronger than that at Celtic at the moment. Iheanacho, he's the one who got the all-important goal in Belgrade against Red Star. And we all know what Tounekti and Maeda can do, but obviously I think Maeda needs to get his focus back.
We said last night, Andy, I said there's 24 and a half hours to go, sort something out ahead of the game this evening. And they have. The club have. There's an olive branch. There's going to be a meeting with Michael Nicholson and Mr. Mackay, the finance chief, on Monday. Because tonight would have been the weirdest atmosphere. 29 minutes, there would have been no cheering. Yeah,
it would have been really strange. And I think any dialogue has got to be good. So let's see what happens from it. Let's see both sides can make some progress.
So Andy's given us the Celtic team first, just because it's come out, of course, to everyone. Craig Moore is with us. Obviously, your thoughts will be, we'll be watching Celtic. We'll stay all the way tonight. Sure. And we've got Sturm Graz, of course, Sturm Graz against Rangers. What are you thinking for this one, for the match itself? Rangers in Europe have been so good, and it's a tournament, as we all know, they went to the final 3 years ago.
Yeah, no, look, I mean, the European games are not the huge concerns for me in terms of Rangers do normally find a way, and for whatever reason, the style of football that's played in Europe, I think is suited more to Rangers. Look, Sturm Graz are in good order, sitting second in the league. They'll be a difficult opponent. Rangers again need to try and start the game well and try to build from the win that they had at the weekend, which a game, but Paul, a good first half performance, second half not as good. If they can put in a good performance tonight, they have every chance. You got it right with most of the games last weekend. It seems a while ago, but if we have time, we will talk about it.
Is he a resident tipster?
He's in form at the moment.
Form, is he?
He's top of the table.
Last couple of weeks, not bad.
Rangers man, top of the table.
Well, that's saying something, at this moment in time.
Lagabielka is going to play. He's in the team. I'll give you the team very shortly for Braga, but Lagabielka, who didn't see him that often, but he did have some good performances for Celtic.
Yeah, I thought he was decent, but obviously when Brendan Rodgers came in, he just didn't fancy him and moved him on quite quickly, got him out of the team. I think Carter Vickers is not in his top form at the moment, but I think in contrast to that, Liam Scales has been outstanding since the start of the season, and obviously good to see Kieran Tierney back. We know that Saraki played at the weekend and played very well, but Kieran Tierney's here for the big games, and this is a big one.
This is one of the reasons he's back, isn't it? He played Champions League, as you know, a couple of times last season. He was rarely spotted, Craig, but he did play. That Arteta, your old teammate, shoved him in a couple of times.
Yeah, I mean, look, one thing you're going to get from Tierney is great leadership and desire and hunger on the pitch. He loves to drive forward and get in those forward areas, and he loves to get the balls into the box nice and early, which for the attacking players I think is good, because Andy, you will love that one as a striker. You just know when it wide areas and you know the ball's getting delivered.
Marvellous.
Tierney's not going to think twice.
No. Aberdeen also in action tonight, and my goodness, how they need a win, a draw, a goal, anything
Nice.
tonight against Shakhtar Donetsk. I think everyone would like to see it turn for him. I mean, people don't seem to have anything. The fans have been with them all the way, but I know last week, Andy, when they lost to Dundee United, that's their derby, and the fans are beginning to turn.
I like to see the very best strength of our league, and by that I mean, really competitive Celtic, Rangers, Hibs, Hearts, Aberdeen, Dundee United. They're the ones that you always look to give in better performances. And obviously the likes of Motherwell, St Mirren, Kilmarnock, they can always come up with a really impressive result. But those big teams, big city clubs, you just want them to do well and make the league as competitive as possible.
Celtic only 8 goals though in the league. They've only lost 1, but they're way behind Hearts, for example, in the goal stakes. Hearts have conceded.
Paul, no one should be surprised. They didn't do their business in the transfer window. They went to the free market, and Iheanacho might be the type of player that gets 25, 30 goals. He may well be, but that surely wasn't the plan, to hang off as late as that and get and be scrambling around for a free transfer. So when you don't get the players in the wide area, when you don't get a main striker, then I think this is the price you pay. You're trying to build new relationships, and it's going to take a bit of time.
On the bench, Sinisalo, as you would expect, Trusty, Balaquisha, Yang, McCowan, Kenny, Engels. Julia's been on saying already she'd love to have seen him in for the start, and Celtic fans give him a bit of a break. Sarachi, who skimmed the bar at the weekend, Hatati, who had a bit of a knock, Murray, Forrest and Ralston. Last night, Peter Grant thought maybe he would start with James Forrest from the beginning. The manager did say he's looking for them to be more clinical. Well, they'll have to be after the drawing blanks at the weekend.
Simple message: we have to transfer the superiority into the goals. Ball speed was good, creativity was good. In terms of my baseline philosophy of how I want to work, it was there. The speed in the game was good. The creativity was there. Chances were there. And we just need to find that ruthlessness, and that just comes with new players coming into the system, into the structure, understanding how we work, specifically to break down certain defences. But yeah, just that final touch, really.
And Craig, it's good news for the Celtic players, isn't it, that you've got the fans on side tonight instead of that eerie atmosphere.
Yeah, again, it's now at a situation where I think common sense has prevailed. The opportunity to speak on Monday, I believe, Paul, and the support to be able to get right behind the team, which is a big European tie. And listen, we know how fantastic the European nights are for both clubs, Rangers and Celtic. So the supporters can get right behind their team. Listen, it's a very strong starting lineup for Celtic.
You like the look of it?
Yeah. Donovan's come in and done a great job, and I think, forget what we think, Brendan's praise on this particular player has been really, really huge for a manager on a young player. So that tells you a lot. Interested to see how Bernardo comes in, and there'll be a freshness about him, and being back in terms of his homeland and all that, he'll want to go and do well.
And as you know, he captained the Portuguese under-21s last season.
Yeah.
And Andy, that is maybe a good point. He's in there. Is he in the shop window as well? But Celtic know tonight they need a performance that the fans can get right behind, because there's been so many questions about. I mean, it's been a poor summer, and they need to get a bit of the roar back again this evening.
Yeah, and if they can get all 3 points tonight, if your first 2 games getting 4 points, a win at home, a point away, that's a decent start. And Celtic just want to. It's just so interesting to so many Celtic supporters. How can the team do in this European competition? Normally it's the Champions League, which is really tough. But if you can imagine Celtic maybe getting through to the knockout phase, and depending on what business they do in the next transfer window in January, they might go deep into the tournament.
Yep, it's not Barcelona in town, it's not PSG. You saw them last night.
I watched that last night.
So that was a treat, wasn't it?
It was an absolute treat, the way they played, and the attacking football, the skill, the first touch, the instant control, all of it was fantastic.
PSG, you can see why they won it.
Yes, you can, and you can see why Barca didn't, because that defensive high line that they keep is it is remarkable. I mean, I can only imagine what Craig thinks of that, being an international defender. I mean, you're 5 yards inside your own half, and you're just refusing to drop deep.
Yeah, no, you know what? I was kind of a couple of strange situations when I was playing, and where teams or coaches wanted you to play really, really high up. And because it was something new that wasn't necessarily used before, there's a lot of space. Yeah, there's a lot of space. And all of a sudden, if there's not good pressure on the ball and you find yourself in running races with players that are a little bit quicker, it becomes a real tough thing. But Paul, I remember at the start of the season, we were talking about PSG, who was fancied for the Champions League.
Yeah.
I fancied PSG.
Yeah, you did.
I think they're a standout team. And as you say, Andy, a real good footballing way about them. The way they move the ball, but with tempo, always looking to create.
And this was with 4 of their top players missing.
Yeah.
That's true. What about Lamine Yamal in the opening minutes?
Oh.
I mean, it was sensational. Listen, if you haven't seen it, find it last night, play it back.
It is beautiful.
How many
to watch
players
that.
did he lose? And it was.
I mean, I think he went past about 4 of them, but the control, the spin, that little flick that he does, the way he moves it from left to right, his passing with it outside of his left foot, in behind. I mean, it was just right on the money. It was beautiful to watch.
But tonight it's Braga in town, Rangers over Sturm Graz. It's the second tournament they're both in. Get on with it, dry your eyes. I'm not saying that to Michael. He's always enthusiastic. I think in Liverpool tonight, I don't think you're here for the game, but a big Celtic fan. Good evening, Michael.
Good evening, Paul. How are you?
Yeah, good. I'm on the company of Craig Moore and Andy Walker.
Hi, Michael.
Doesn't get much
Michael,
better.
how are you?
How you doing, Andy? How
Hi,
you
all
doing,
good.
Craig?
What about Big Craig? Did you used to give him some pelters then? Can you remember? I mean, he was a tough... Well, he and John Hartson, I loved the tussles between those two.
John Hartson was my favourite player. And if we only had somebody like him, and rather than Peter Grant talking about Adam Ida last night, I don't know where he gets that from. By the way, right,
Yeah.
Celtic should have signed Richard Cooney, who went to QPR, by the way, because he is much, much better than Adam Ida.
We know
was.
you're
Never
not the
seen it.
Adam Ida fan club, so you'll be pleased to know he's not playing tonight. He's elsewhere now. What are you thinking, Michael? You heard the team tonight. If people are just tuning in, it's Schmeichel, Donovan, Carter, Vickers, Scales and Tierney, McGregor, Bernardo and Nygren, Maeda and Tounekti, Iheanacho's your striker. What do you feel?
To be honest with you, Paul, mate, I think Braga they're a class team. I think they've got a lot of good, dangerous players, Horta and all that, right? So, but I don't know. It's just Celtic at the weekend against Hibs weren't very good. And
You don't think so,
I
Michael?
had friends and family at the game, Michael, and they thought Celtic actually played well, created a lot of chances. Obviously, didn't have that cutting edge, and as Paul and I were discussing a few minutes ago, when you don't do the business that you're looking to do, and you're scrambling around at the end of the window, and you've not got the wide players and the main striker that you maybe thought you could have had, I think it stands to reason that you're not going to be as strong in the striking department. But it'll take a bit of time for Iheanacho to get that understanding with Tounekti and Maeda.
Should be a good game to watch tonight.
I want to ask you something, right, guys?
Go for it.
My players back then, my favourite winger was obviously I like Jimmy Johnson, but that's by the by, right? But anyway, Didier Gap,
Yeah.
Jota. We don't have players like that anymore. We don't have a Chris Commons in midfield. We don't have a Stilian Petrov, he was a brilliant midfielder. Matt O'Reilly, and
Peter Grant.
No, I know Peter Grant, no.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
But listen,
Tommy Burns, I love Tommy Burns.
right, but you're living in the past there as well. And to be fair to Matt O'Reilly, he was there at the start of last season, and then you got 25 million for him. So it's the model now. Who tonight? Who are going to be the game changers for Celtic tonight? I'm just looking, Craig, looking at the team. Where is that spark coming from in the midfield? Celtic got a strong midfield, but it's a bit different tonight. They've changed it.
Yeah, but again, it's still very, very strong. Look, McGregor, he's a glue for me. He's the one that really dictates how Celtic play, and I think at home there's going to be some real good opportunity and control in the game. Like I says, Bernardo coming in, excuse me, he'll have a lot of energy. He'll just be desperate to go on. To showcase himself and try and find a way back into the starting lineup. Nygren, for me, very impressive. Very impressive player. I think he's a real good sign, and he's a
steal.
The amount of runs and entries into the box, which means he's going to get his fair share of goals. He already has. But for me, I think Maeda, the work rate, the front line for me is very dangerous. You know what I mean? So when you're playing against that kind of front line, you know, there's some pace in there. There's some trickery with Tounekti. Iheanacho's not up to full speed when he is. And I think he'll score 25, 30 plus. I think he's that kind of striker.
Right.
Well, that he'll certainly get the opportunity. I think he'll get the service. But knowing you, Craig, and knowing the players that you look after and knowing that you do a bit of business, I wonder how you feel about someone like Maeda, who obviously thought he might have been on his way and his agent was telling him, you know, you'll get your move. Maybe it was the understanding with the club, but whatever happened, it fell through. And he's clearly lost a bit of focus. I don't know how you think you can get that back so quickly. Or it's easy to talk about, you know, do your professionalism, but he was lined up for a move that was, in his mind, going to be life-changing for him.
Yeah, and look, he clearly was disappointed with that situation. Had a game where it kind of didn't work and Brendan pulled him off at half-time. But I actually thought, again, at the weekend, like, listen, the cultural background of Japanese type of players, they're never gonna let you down. There is that disappointment of maybe it wouldn't have just been made. It would have been an agreement with the club, but due to what you touched on in terms of the business, they've had to keep him. You have to dust yourself down very, very quickly. If it was a player of mine, I would be saying dust yourself down very, very quickly, because every time that you go out in that field of play is an opportunity to showcase what you're all about, and it'll be the next window.
Celtic got a point last week against Red Star.
Yeah, and I also think the disappointment of not winning the game, because we felt that we could have won the game. So that was, we're not just happy to take the point in general. I think we played against a team that were doing very, very well, and it's 7 straight victories in the domestic league, which gives them confidence, and they got some really good players. But we went there and challenged that, and felt with the second half performance we could have done even more in the game. So, but like we've been all season, we have a strong foundation defensively, and we bring that to tomorrow night's game and continue work and look to, as I said, get the goals to match some of the approach play. Then that'll give us even more confidence.
25 minutes till kick-off. It's going to be the early game tonight. Michael, what's your scoreline?
I hope Celtic win 2-1, Paul.
2-1. Thanks very much, Michael.
The Go Radio Football Show with Burger King. Try the new and improved Whopper, bursting with flavour and juicier than ever. Let's go!
Yep, a bit different tonight. The kick-off at Celtic is at 6:15, so we're going to go early. And surely 3 of the voices have been identified already. You just have 5 voices. Identify them in the correct order. And do you know what? If you get them all right, you would get £200 extra. And you get $2,500 all in. That's what's up for grabs tonight. So surely somebody soon is going to get it. And on the line, which James is going to tell me, we're going on the line. Did you pick up on? There's so many calls coming in for it, so we're just going to. I'll tell you in a second. It's Dave who's on the line. Hi, Dave. Good evening.
All right, mate. How you doing?
Good. Yeah, I should have looked at my sheet here. I was doing it from memory. There's so much coming in. Dave, $2,500. What would you do with it if you got it?
Oh, I'd give to the partners to spend.
Right. Yeah. Very wise. I think guys are yeah.
Good luck, mate.
Luck,
wish you all the
yeah,
very
exactly.
best.
Spend it on you, of course.
Yeah, indeed. On you. Right, we're not going to hang around. Here is your last chance to hear it before we get your choices. Here we are. The Go Radio Football Show. I'm going to give you one more. The Go Radio Football Show. So, Dave, where are you?
I'm in Cumnock.
Cumnock. Excellent.
Yeah.
Cumnock get pumped the other night.
Right, enough from you. Right. Hey, don't.
2-1.
Is that Dodgy in the background
Aye,
there?
that's right. He's New Cumnock, of course. That was last night. You're right.
I know.
Oh, I know it's different.
He was at school with us.
Oh, is that right?
Was he?
Wow.
Was he any good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was he any good?
No, say no more. Right, listen, we'll concentrate on this for you. I'm going to play it one more time. The Go Radio Football Show. So, Dave, in Cumnock, voice number 1.
Stuart McCall.
Right, so that's so right. It's not so. Listen, we've said it so many times. James will get me in trouble. Right, number one's Lawrence Shankland. Number two is Michael Moles. It's voice number three. I know when you're live on the radio, I get flustered every night
Bit
at
of
5.
pressure.
Yeah, bit of pressure. So voice number 3,
Stuart McCall.
voice number 4.
Scott Nisbet.
Oh, big Scott Nisbet. There we are. And voice number 5,
Oh,
Arthur Newman.
Gordon Strachan.
It was Arthur Newman. So, wow. Dave, I'd love to say it's the $5,000, but it isn't. I'm sorry. Voice 3, it isn't Stuart McCall, but what a player he was. Your old teammate, of course.
yes.
Yeah.
Slider McCall.
Is that what you called him? Yeah.
He was always on his backside.
Yeah. And big Scott Nisbet, he was around as well, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
Nizzy.
Nizzy.
I come in just at the back of Nizzy's time at Rangers.
Yeah. So, no, it's not. Andy, you played against both of them?
I played,
Yeah.
certainly played against Stuart McCall.
Stuart McCall, yeah, he was a good player, wasn't he?
top player.
He was
Yeah.
top
Everywhere,
class.
wasn't he? Everton as well, wasn't he? And all
Everton
that.
as well,
Remember?
yeah.
Played for Scotland. Dave, I'm sorry, in Cummock, it's not right. I think, well, tomorrow night we'll try again. But Dave,
Surely there's a Celtic voice in there.
well, okay.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Not for Dave, then, wasn't it? You get Lawrence Shankland, Michael
Yeah.
Moles, and Arthur Newman.
Okay,
Surely.
I'll check
you get
and
a
see.
Celtic
that's a-
voice.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Come on.
Not a bad shout for you, Andy.
Dave, Rangers, is Russell Martin going to be given the time? Turn it round.
No, I'm a season ticket holder at Ibrox,
Oh, yeah.
and I'll not be back at Ibrox to Russell Martin's away.
Why?
Because he hasn't a clue about Scottish football.
But he played here.
I know he played here, but when all this carry on was going on about Rangers, the board yet again lied to the supporters saying the next manager of Rangers football will have nothing associated with the club or the team. Russell Martin played for the team.
Yeah. I know the Rangers fans are just not having him. I know. What about tonight, though? You've got Sturm Graz later on. Obviously, as a Rangers fan, you want to win, and you've been so good in Europe. What do you think's going to happen?
Oh, it'll be a hard game, but I think we'll get beat 1-0 from him.
Do you think so? Right.
Aye, that'll be the end.
Aye. Well, I don't think it will be that. No, I mean, look at Kevin Thelwell. He's bringing in his boy in the recruitment department.
It's not exactly reading the room too well, that,
It's
in
not
my
really,
opinion.
is it?
No,
Yeah.
No,
I
not
guess-
really.
Well,
Dave?
I would tell you now, I
Yep.
would have Barry Ferguson back any time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that another name getting shouted out in the
Is
background
that
there?
the boss in the background?
That's the way. That's the way. Hey,
What's the wife saying?
the wife's a new come-up person.
Oh, is she?
Oh,
Well
right.
done, yeah. I mean, it's real rivalry down there. Tom Hunter country, of course. New Cumnock, yeah.
When I
Yeah.
played junior football with Bailison, we used to go to Cumnock all the time and
Yeah.
pump them. They
Oh,
were
steady.
an easy game.
Right.
Aye. Well,
He's just stirring it
my
tonight. Look
young
at
son
him.
play,
Did he?
my young son plays with Cumnock Junior
Brilliant.
2018.
Oh, fantastic.
Nice,
What's
nice.
his name?
Good for him.
Yeah. There she is. Thanks a million, Dave. Sorry you didn't win
Right,
tonight.
mate.
Good luck.
Cheers, Dave.
Cheers,
Bye,
Dave.
bye.
He thinks Rangers will win narrowly tonight. And if you want to tomorrow night with Vision Scotland, you could be there. Go to thisisgo.co.uk and register. Right, and Andy, you've given it away. Look, Lawrence Shankland is number 1. Michael Moles, number 2. And number 5 is Arthur Newman. And we're always pretty much balanced here. So Lawrence Shankland is there.
Glasgow Station.
So you'd say it's 2, let's say ex-Celtic players. I'm going to tell you, it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
2 ex-Celtic players. And you can hear with the first one, it's a Scot. Now that I've said that, it's 2 ex-Celtic players.
What
Okay?
number am I again?
Now, here we go. Could be arranged. Right, here we go. Okay? The Go Radio Football Show. There, Lawrence. Go. You know I'm going to blow this and give it away. Go, Michael. It's a Scot, a former Celt for the third bit, and you said the name. Radio. Football, he's not a Scot, but I think he captained the club as well.
not a Scot,
But he's
well,
not
that's
a
a
Scot.
big clue.
There you are, huge clue, isn't it? And number
And
5
and
is
captain the
indeed
club.
Arthur. He didn't captain, no.
Okay.
No, he didn't captain. Yeah. Someone that was asking me, is that a captain? No, he didn't captain.
I don't know who it is, so-
No, so but
the other number.
and it's not that long ago, okay? Not that I played quite
Very
a few
good.
times for the club. Right, we've given away. One more time. The Go Radio Football Show. There you are. It could be you tomorrow night. Go and register. This is go.co.uk. Craig, what do you say? I mean, Dave, and I do hesitate because everyone's got an opinion and we respect it.
Yeah.
You can hear it from the Rangers fans. They're not having it. They're not having Russell. And some of it I don't quite understand. They don't like the style of play. They don't like some of the things, and doesn't wear the brogues. He's more casual. The hair, it's the floppy kind of. It's just different. But if he wins game after game, if they win at the weekend, if they win tonight, if they win at Falkirk, and then get to November, and beat Celtic at Hampden, surely they turn.
Well,
in his favour,
they start to turn, Paul. I think it's one of those unfortunate situations where majority of the supporter base at the moment is against. What you're saying is correct in terms of winning games is the only way to try and turn that around. Unfortunately, just at the moment, it's not only just Russell Martin either. It's like it's now kind of filtering into other areas of the football club. Such as the bad start has been, massive result against Livingston, massive result, but it's now being able to kind of back that up. Again, I just think with some of the announcements, I don't know whether they're official announcements yet in regards to
Robbie Thelwell.
I
don't think it's officially announced. But
these kind of things that are now sort of like being put out in the media. 26-year-old, if it were to be the case, Andy, you got to go again. Take a step back, right, and you go, okay, so all top level clubs and that sort of stuff in terms of recruitment, all that sort of stuff. They like to tell you that there's this real thorough process. You don't land on your son.
I would agree. You go through a very professional process.
Yeah.
You've got a big club in Scotland. You've got a club that have won major European matches in the last number of years. There's a lot of pressure on them, and you think that you open that up, that's a job that so many people would want to apply for, whether you go head hunting for someone or not. But like you, Craig, I can't believe that he is the most outstanding candidate for that role. It's such an important role.
Russell Martin spoke about it. I'll play that shortly. And a lot of people have been on saying, look at Celtic. Mark Lawwell, the chairman's son, was head of recruitment for a while, and again that didn't end well. Whatever happens, people
again, it's such an important role, and it's it would be so attractive to so many good people who have got such high qualifications, and I can't believe either club would go for the nepotism of appointments.
That's right, and it's hard to figure out which appointments they made. That he may have brought in some great people. This young guy, Robbie, 26 years old. My goodness, we'll find out. Do you know one of the saddest things though? And we were all going on about the Ryder Cup at the weekend and the behaviour of some of the American fans. I mean, it was awful. I see Rory saying, I don't want to play in America anymore. And he went into the tournament saying it's the greatest country in the world. I don't know if you saw that, but anyway. But here, I thought the saddest thing was, and we'll hear him, Russell Martin, the headlines are today, and it says this is Russell Martin. It's sad when I see children with their dads sticking their fingers up at me and swearing at me. Now, that's just not on. That as a society, it's not. This is what the manager said on that criticism.
No, honestly, I think social media amplifies and increases everything. The ferocity of everything, the intensity of everything. We had a really difficult night in Bruges that amplified everything, and we've not quite brought it back since then. And it took the lads a little while to recover. It took everyone a little while, but I think they're showing signs now that they are getting into some sort of flow and understanding of what we want, and we have to keep growing that. And then I can't control anything else. So a lot of support from a lot of people. But I just got asked there by the Sky Sports here, and I'm really enjoying my job despite what goes on. I really enjoy the day to day. Match day's not so much right now. I enjoy the 90 minutes watching the team, the before and after not so much, but I really enjoy my job, and I'll give it everything until one day it'll end. But it is what it is. Like I have to accept it in the same way I hope at some point it turns and maybe they'll feel differently about the team and about me. But I respect the club by working as hard as I possibly can every day, by giving the players as much as I can every single day. I'd love to enjoy it with my team on the pitch at that point, but right now, to walk down the tunnel is the best thing so the players can actually try and enjoy a victory.
Craig?
Yeah, look, In society today, there's a lot that I don't like. Yeah. There's a lot that I don't like in terms of, maybe things that happen at Rangers and Celtic matches that I'm sure I'm not the only person that doesn't like. Yeah. In regards to whether a manager at any club is doing amazing things, obviously they get the swell of support, or if they're not doing so well, they're getting the brunt of criticism, all that sort of stuff. But again, my personal opinion is, if I'm taking a young child to a game of football and that's the kind of behaviour that I'm showing is acceptable, then that for me is a really sad situation. And unfortunately, it is, again, we're talking about, probably minority kind of situations, but it's not a good look. And people are human beings, is what, there's a human element to everybody. And if somebody said something like that to you and it would hurt you, then why would you want to be doing the same thing to another person? I just think treat people with respect, be a good human being. Listen, at the end of the day, everyone is trying their best. Nobody's going out trying to fail or to not go and win games of football. So like I said, there's a part that I don't like in society today.
It seems as though you pay your money for a ticket and you can say and do whatever you want. And that's been the case for years. Yeah. It's nothing new to see young children behave in a, let's just say, an inappropriate manner. We had a situation last season where I'm sure the Motherwell manager, Stuart Kettlewell, highlighted the abuse, not only that he was getting, but his family, his young kids. They were also on the end of it, having to listen to the abuse of their dad. I can't imagine any family member of Russell Martin going to a game to try and support him, because it's completely toxic and it wouldn't do anyone any good. But just in general, and I'm talking about at every ground. We spoke last season, Paul. Remember, I was at a ground where the headline was about Lawrence Shanklin because he'd caught a pie that was thrown from the back of the stand, and he picked it up and he took a bite of it. And we were all meant to laugh at that. I walked round the goal at the end of that game and there were coins, there were lighters, there were vapes, there were other metal objects that were thrown. And I would just say in the general direction of the football field, where not only Hearts players, Hibs players were there as well. And it's completely unacceptable.
Yep, somebody is going to cop a really bad one. I just hope people listen and change. Billy's on saying, what about this, the recruitment expected to be announced about his son, Kevin Thelwell's son, Robbie. Russell Martin addressed this last night.
My thoughts are, as we have the squad, everything, the club needs change. So it needs to move forward. It needs to be done in a certain way. And not everyone will like certain things and how they are. But the club has to have something and some way to move forward. And that's about getting really good people in that have done a really good job elsewhere. And I really trust that Kevin, Dan, Patrick, the owners, wouldn't let anyone in the building unless they thought they were really, really good. So I'm really happy with the points we're making, really happy with the change we made inside the club, and I think we're moving forward.
But the fact that it's Kevin Thelwell's son?
I think the person most aware of that and having lots of chats with him would be Kevin. So I don't think he'd ever put himself in that position if he and Dan didn't believe that his son was very good. I worked at Norwich for a very long time. There are a lot of people still there who think he's very, very good. And if he's got the same values and clarity as his old man, he'll be in good hands.
Welcome to Glasgow, Robbie. It's different. It's a long way from Norwich, from Norfolk to the great city of Glasgow.
For me, I just feel as if you can read the room, and I think that this is a poor reading of a room and circumstances that they currently find themselves in. See, when things are going well, these are kind of things that probably you can introduce, maybe fly under the radar a little bit. But at the moment, it's all headlines. And listen, my concern, obviously, I want it to be a huge success. I want Russell Martin to be a huge success. Again, I'm seeing what I see, and I listen to Ali McCoist on the television bits and ex-players and all sorts of stuff, and we've all kind of had the same thing to say, and that is that there's been a huge question marks once again over recruitment.
Yep.
Right, so that's been overseen by what's already in place. Now, if it doesn't work, the concern is when you start bringing more and more people in that are part of that organisation, or looks like at the moment, this new crop of people that are going to try to turn Rangers around. If it's unsuccessful, and by the way, at the moment it's on the brink of I think a big decision. who or how many go? You know, so again, the situation is, can you learn from the past? And clearly a lot of change is never a good thing, right? So you want to limit that change. I just feel as if Rangers are going down and kind of doubling down a little bit now, as if to say, no, we know what we're doing and we actually don't care what your supporters think. I just don't think they've read the room at all on this, Andy.
Yeah, I can understand your point of view, and I think it's entirely acceptable for any Rangers fan to think this guy Chermiti, he will be exceptional. We have paid $8 million for him, and maybe more depending on, goals, appearances. I don't know, but it's, the general acceptance is it's around $8 million. For Rangers to spend that amount of money on one player, you're absolutely entitled to think this guy is really special and will score heavily. Now, of course, everyone wants him to stay fit, like you want every player. Yeah. No one wants to see anyone injured. And let's see how he does, because if that doesn't work, if the Gassama doesn't work, and I think he's a good player, Antman, you could go through all of them, and Craig's right, you have to make a judgment on that level of recruitment and if it's successful or not.
Teams are in the tunnel.
This is the Go Radio Football Show with Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction with a Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus. Order now on the Burger King app.
Let's go! The Go Radio Football Show. Paul Cooney, Andy Walker and Craig Moore. We're here with our friends at Burger King. The referee tonight, Tobias Steiler of Germany. Know him well. Well, I can see it there in TNT. So we'll keep you right up to date. Andy, what do you reckon? Celtic game day 2, a draw last week against Partizan. A Red Star, I beg your pardon.
I like the look of this Celtic team. I think they're strong. If everyone's in top form, the likes of Tierney, who I think you'll see him, as much being an attacking player tonight as he is a quality defender. But obviously you want Celtic to be better in front of goal. They're not scoring a lot of goals this season. They would have a few shutouts. They've certainly made a good number of chances at the weekend against Hibs, but this is a time to make your mark, have that cutting edge, and make sure in your second league game you get all 3 points.
What's your scoreline?
I'm going to go for 2-0 Celtic. I think they'll be up for this. I think they'll want to make their mark. There'll be no silence around the stadium. That has been postponed or cancelled, whatever way you want to look at it. I've got to say, it's not a full house. There's large sections of the ground that are empty, and I don't know whether that is just a protest in itself or whether there's just a bit of apathy towards the Europa League.
It's the second tournament in a summer where they were playing, as you know, Kairat Almaty. They had one team to beat, and out the draw, okay, they travel, but we've banged on about that for long enough. But they will look back, Craig, and say, are you kidding? They threw it away. It could have been, what was that, 4 years in a row they would have been in the Champions League. If you're just tuning in, the Celtic team is Schmeichel, Donovan, Carter, Vickers, Scales and Tierney. So you know Donovan is in. McGregor, Bernardo's back, and Nygren, Maeda, Tounekti and Iheanacho. Craig, you've had some great European nights with Rangers. Is it going to be a great European night for Celtic?
I think Celtic will win tonight. I think that both teams will score. I expect to see an early goal in this one, but I think that Celtic will have too much. But at the same time, Braga, technically very good players. They won't be too concerned with not having the ball so much. They'll pick and choose their times. I think Celtic 3-1 tonight, Paul. I think
3-1. Okay, Andy, you're saying 2-0. They are so Celtic are playing left to right as you look from the main stand, and they're playing Celtic in the normal hoops. And would you describe that as a bit like the old Hibs away strip, a kind of lilac? Is that fair?
Yeah, the old purple one, the lilac, whatever you fancy. But I think it'll be important just to see what sort of service the likes of Maeda, Tounekti can give Iheanacho, and behind that, you always need a goal scoring threat from the middle of the park. I think we've seen that already this season from Nygren. But Bernardo, a big opportunity for him tonight. And we all know what Callum McGregor can do just to keep things ticking over.
Maeda pressing there, which is what the Celtic fans want to see. He's down the right, which is unfamiliar for them. He drifted in at the weekend, and we'll see what happens tonight. The Braga team is Hornacek, Lelo, Victor Carvalho, El Quazani, Lagabielka, of course, the former Celtic player, Pau Victor, Ricardo Horta, Ari Mb, Grilic, Corby and Yanis Darocha. So obviously Lager Bielka back in Glasgow and saying what most people do. Andy, he loved his time here, didn't play. I mean, he pointed out some of his best performances. He said, but he loved learning about this city and this country.
Yeah, we've got a big sell here. We've got a huge club. We've got a wonderful stadium. It generates a sensational atmosphere, especially on Champions League nights. Tonight, I think, will be interesting just to see how Celtic cope with the, Europe's second tier competition. But Brendan Rodgers has already said he wants to see his team go far in it.
Fast start. That was a cross there from Nygren looking for Iheanacho's gone out. Craig for corner kick to Celtic, so their first chance after 2.5 minutes. The camera gives us the close up of Iheanacho, ex-Man City, and also Leicester City when they were in their pomp. Here it comes, right footed. Bernardo is there, just to the edge of the box, but nobody to pick it up. Craig,
out swinger, but listen, it's been a nice positive start for both teams in the match. It looks as if it's going to be quite an open game. The first corner led to Celtic quite comfortably getting on the outside and then in behind Braga. So again, real positive start to the match.
Billy's on asking me, what do you think? How will Rangers? What's their lineup for tonight? But before that, you were about to say something just before we went to the last break. We were talking about recruitment. We were talking about the new regime at Rangers, because at the moment they're sticking with this.
Yeah, it's almost as if they're not only sticking, they're doubling down in terms of really strengthening what they believe are the right people. But like I says, the normal person will look in regards to recruitment. So recruitment is normally a process that's you're throwing the net as wide as you possibly can. To see some of the players in terms of maybe the relationships that they've already had with coach and staff, plus then you look at the backroom staff now that's coming in. I just don't think you can fool the people with this thorough recruitment process when it's clearly people that are already known. And that's fine, Paul. That is what it is. But at the same time, you have to go and be successful with that, and that's a pressure that will continually get heaped on the club, especially in this current scenario where even after a win against Livingston, let's be honest, you still got majority of the fans saying, no, not only do we want rid of Russell Martin, Patrick Stewart can pack his bags, Thelwell, you can go as well. It's like it's filtered into different areas of the football club.
It has. And obviously in Glasgow, in Scotland, two big teams. I mean, there are other teams as well, but the big two are measured against each other all the time. And Celtic's recruitment, despite having a really poor summer, has been absolutely brilliant for, I mean, the best part, over a decade. When you go back, and it has been. But they dropped the ball this summer. For Rangers, they had the Rebo year, the Bassey year, Nathan Patterson, that was 3 years ago. But since then, and before that, they missed out. And I know it's always easy to pick a Lewis Ferguson or whatever, different players that probably should have and could have come to Rangers for not a lot of money. And they go and spend money on players that you barely remember, but paid 4 and 5 million over the past 5 years.
You need a mixed bag, Paul. And what I mean by that is, these kind of younger project type of players look as if they've got a good CV. They can grow into, being really, really big players, and you receive a huge transfer for. That's great, but you need the stable. Celtic are in behind there. So it'll be interesting to see whether he's onside or not. Iheanacho.
I thought he was offside.
I think it's gone up. But he obviously they play on. In my head, it was a decent ball, but he was offside.
We make decent linesmen, me and Andy.
Yeah, you two good.
Hey, sorry. So I got thrown there when I was talking, Paul.
But it was.
I forget what I was going on about there.
You were talking about recruitment, and we talked about the Aribo moments. And
no. So there have been. Sorry. Mixed bag. Well done, Paul. You brought me back into play there. And there needs to be a balance. Any squad needs to be a balance. What you need to be able to impact and improve at the start of every year is your starting 11. First and foremost.
Have they done that?
That doesn't look like that. I would. You kind of go squad on paper, Paul. You go it looks stronger, but it hasn't shown that. And Russell Martin's words in terms of he's seeing something completely different on the training field that hasn't yet translated to match day. So that's a big thing that he needs to get right. Like I said, but you need players for me that really are going to thrive in the environment. So that's more about character for me, more about players that want to take the game by the scruff of the neck. That can take a little bit of stick and are still going to fight to the very last minute.
Let's go live to the Gorbals. Andy Walker watching on TNT. Andy, what's happening?
Yeah, they're just strong and resolute. The Portuguese Braga, they have defended well. You know, Celtic have looked to get in behind with Iheanacho, but he was clearly offside. They haven't shown anything of an attacking threat as yet, but I think they would probably have expected to defend in numbers in the early part of the game. What they do is, like most teams you see, they're very comfortable with the ball at their feet. They like to play it out from the back, but they've done nothing from middle to front. And as you would expect, the onus is on Celtic to try and make things happen in that regard. You want to see a big performance from Tounekti and a big performance from Maeda.
The manager said he's looking for a fast start.
It always is. It's a big mantra of mine. I always like to start games really quickly and get into the run-in. Now, you can't always, but that is always our notion, especially at home. We want to challenge every team that comes here right from the very first whistle. So that quick start in the game it's not new. It's what we want to do.
Is that a quick start, Andy? Straight question, because I see some of it here. 8 minutes gone, fast start?
Listen, the fast start is, I think, the first 15-20 minutes. Okay. If you can get a goal in that period, then you have set yourself up well, not just for the first half, but maybe to get another one before half-time. But no, there's no sign of that as yet. Celtic are, as you would expect, they will dominate most of the ball, but pretty evenly matched at the moment.
I think so. It's a good football match. Like I said, both teams, comfortable on the ball. Braga will know that they won't be, spoilt with opportunity in this match, but they'll be patient and they will get their chance or two. But Celtic, with their dominance, what they're going to have in possession, can they create? If they have a weekend where they did create a lot of opportunities, but they can get that goal, then I'm sure the whole place will get a lift.
Portuguese football. They like to play football, don't they? They're entertaining.
Comfortable on the ball. You look at them in the build up and all that sort of stuff, Paul, and they're looking to go through their holding midfielder, and there's no panic at all. So really, really comfortable on the ball.
We would all be a lot better in that climate where you get, 300 days of sunshine in the year. That was a good opportunity.
What happened, Danny?
Tounekti getting to the byline, firing it across goal. And I like to see him angrily like that. Yeah. No takers. No one prepared just to gamble. And all you need when this cross comes over, just a touch.
Oh, is that Kyogo area or is that unfair? It's the kind of area he'd be.
Yeah. Just a touch, but neither Maeda, Tounekti, no one was there to take advantage of it. Good play from Tounekti.
Good play, good ball. Maybe just the striking pair and in a bit of a straight line. But what I will say, defensively, the central defender for Braga was nice and strong with his body. And therefore you've got to praise the way that he defended that. But great opportunity for Celtic.
Who's going to win this tournament and also the Champions League? Mark's been on saying, what do you think? So Man City drew last night 2-2 right at the end, and Monaco penalty 2-2. Arsenal, decent win for them against Olympiacos, a double for the manager was happy. We mentioned earlier on PSG winning 2-1 against Barca. Leverkusen and PSV 1-1. They're not going to win it, are they? Dortmund, a good win for them, 4-1 against Bilbao. Napoli, McTominay, Gilmour and co. A good win for them, 2-1 at home to Sporting. Karabag 2-0 against Copenhagen. Villarreal 2-2 with Juve. The equaliser for the Spaniards coming right at the end. And the night before, Liverpool were shocked. Of course, it was Galatasaray, 1 goal in it. Any thoughts, Craig, if you were being pushed? Who do you think's going to win it?
For the Champions League?
Yeah.
I'm all in on PSG.
You are. Yeah. You did say that. Andy?
After seeing them last night, I think they've got a great chance. But obviously, Barcelona can come good. If you've got Lamine Yamal in your team, you've got a chance of doing anything. He is just a joy to watch. But it is good to see PSG, the type of football they play. It's wonderful to watch. 1-2 touch stuff, but they go somewhere with it. They play with a great deal of pace. Great team to watch.
Who's going to win the Europa League? Celtic are 0-0 at the moment with Braga. Andy, sorry, were you about to say something?
Well,
there?
I was just about to say that Celtic tried to play out from the back. Kasper Schmeichel trying to play it in the middle of the park, gave it away immediately and almost gave away a chance for Braga.
Fans can't stand that kind of play. They all do it now, though. Is that fair? I mean, fans are like, well, what's happening? I mean, the Rangers fans, they're not having that, are they?
In terms of that building up
playing
at
it
the
out
back.
from the back. So much of the ball in Rangers half.
See sometimes, no, you're right, Paul. But see if there's like building up and there's 5 attacking players pressing forward, just Just go beyond that and then go and play underneath that in a far better area where a mistake doesn't cost you a goal.
Just looking there at that replay of that. The news is coming up next. In fact, let's go to the news. You'll miss nothing. If there's a goal, we'll let you know. We're back after this.
The Flame Grilled Whopper from Burger King. The most food-filling burger.
Is it, though?
Is that?
Yes. A slightly better version of you.
I don't understand.
Just like the new Whopper that's juicier and tastier than ever before. Same, but hits different. That's my line now.
Oh, sorry.
Whopper never tasted so good. Order now on the Burger King app.
Thanks, Louise. Live from Glasgow, on there with the news. And the news from the east end of Glasgow. Celtic 0, Braga 0. Andy Walker, have we missed much?
Yeah, Darosha of Braga has been booked, and he had drew a foul from Tounekti. Tounekti had a shot at goal that was well saved, but that's twice now we've seen Kasper Schmeichel try to play the ball out from the back, and twice he's given it away. The old goalkeeper's role, and they all did it. They blamed whoever should be on the end of the pass, but it was his pass that was poor. So he needs to brush up on his distribution. This is the first opportunity I think we've seen with Braga, in the attacking third. It's a free kick. They won't shoot direct, they'll just get a ball into the box.
17 minutes gone, the ball into the box. Someone's gone down. Looks like a dive. In fact, it's Lagerbielke down in the box.
Yeah, never a penalty, as you say. It was nowhere near him. It looked as though it was Bernardo. Very tight. It could have been offside, but certainly never a penalty.
Craig?
Never a penalty. I was looking more as if there was offside. There's a little bit of a tug on the jersey, but never a penalty.
Yeah, tug on the jersey cost Livy at the weekend, didn't it?
It did. That was on Raskin, I believe.
That's right, Raskin.
See them. Listen, Rangers with Raskin are actually quite dangerous at set plays because of how well he attacks that near post area.
And a chance for Braga, but just past the post.
Just by the pass, yeah. But for the life of me, what I do not understand is why teams don't put a spare man in that zone to block that space that Raskin goes and attacks. Yeah. But again, there was see, the thing is, and Andy, I'm sure you will agree, see the amount of shirt tugging and grappling that goes on in a box. You could give penalties for everything.
Well, I think when you consider that it was Stevie May who pulled the shirt and it was Stevie May who headed it clear, so that would tell you that Raskin had a chance of maybe getting his head on it. And I think when you look at, let's say that, I don't know, if the ball went to the back post, I think you'd probably get away with it.
Let it go, yeah.
Because as you say, Craig, it goes on all the time, and you can't punish everyone.
Well, I think it kind of then the game kind of changes then, and to make sure that you are consistent. If you're going to give a penalty for that, you could give away loads of penalties. Every single weekend, Paul.
Yeah. You two okay there? That sounds like it sounds good, as Roy Keane used to say to you. Your meal, you enjoying it? Sounds good.
I like that one as well.
And Richard Goff probably said similarly to you. There, the tea's in. Thank you, James, executive producer, programme controller, and doing the tea as well, as we all do. And the coffee. Thank you. You've got biscuits on that side of the studio.
I did cheekily ask him for a chocolate biscuit, and he's delivered the goods. In fact, a variety. Of Chalky Bickies.
Hey, you don't get this in TNT Sports Live. I don't care. It's the Go Radio Football Show with Burger King as Braga come forward again. And Craig, they're beginning to get a bit of,
it's quite an open game. Yeah, quite an open game. Like it says, early doors. I think that both teams are comfortable with the ball. Both teams are looking to try and get in behind, get the wide players on the ball. Braga have had a couple opportunities down the left hand side. Good ball into the box, but Celtic defended it okay. But when you get invited in a little bit, now again there's an opportunity, a long distance shot.
And they've scored.
And Schmeichel, I don't know what Schmeichel is doing there. I need to have a look at the replay.
I think it's a goalkeeping error as well. I mean, he's hit it from some distance. Maybe unexpectedly. But Schmeichel's got to save that. And he got two hands to it, I think, and he just couldn't keep it out. It sort of went through them. That is a huge error from the Celtic keeper.
Just saying, they've
it's
just got a bit of space.
Horta that scored, wasn't it? Number 21.
And there was a strike from about 35 yards, Paul. There was a little bit of space in the midfield. Schmeichel has given Braga a slight hope in terms of that building up from the back. But as we get... Here we go.
Just seeing it again. A ball played into the midfield. Yeah, he's 30 yards out almost. It looked as though it was going to go over, and then it dipped down. But you'd have to say, Andy,
it was a good strike, but I would expect my keeper to save that. I know there's a bit of dip on it, but he's got a lot of his hand to it, Kasper Schmeichel. And he struck it from such distance. It is going under the bar, but I think the keeper should save it.
What about the space? Craig? Yeah. Sorry.
Again, my first reaction when I seen it live was I think goalkeeper's got to be doing better. That doesn't change. I think it was a fantastic strike, and it did dip significantly. But I think Schmeichel's level of goalkeeping, he should be doing better.
He was drawing attention to himself for the previous 10 minutes when he was involved with the ball at his feet, and he gave it away twice. So I think people were looking at him and thinking, "What are you doing?"
It gives them confidence. He was obviously given too much. Nobody was on Horta as Iheanacho comes forward, gets round one player, but doesn't go around the second player. The referee's pulled everyone back. So
he's tried to clear it, and it's hit the referee. So this is going to be a Braga ball.
Yep. So going to bounce that. Did you enjoy that?
Bounce it back.
Bounce the ball.
Yeah.
Maybe you used to just go for it. The drop.
Yeah.
Good fun, wasn't it?
They were good fun.
So Andy, why was nobody on Ricardo Horta? 8 acres of space.
Yeah, 8 acres of space, and I think sometimes, I don't know about you, Craig, when you see a guy lining up to shoot for 30 yards, I think sometimes you think, go on, hit it. He'll never score for there. And admittedly, there was some real dip in the shot.
Yeah.
But I think a goalkeeper in top form would save it, and I just don't think he is on top form, Kasper Schmeichel.
No, because you don't want to go back in someone's mistakes. But the cup final, Celtic were a goal up, and then it was such an uncharacteristic mistake by the Dane. It wasn't so much a great Dane on that day. But Celtic in the Europa League are a goal down after, it happened in the 21st minute. They've played 22 and a half minutes.
Wasn't on the script, that.
No.
Celtic going to go behind.
But they come back into it, hadn't they?
It'll be interesting to see how they react to that. I mean, I thought Braga the first 15-20 minutes, and we spoke about Celtic starting strongly. They've started strongly because they defended really well for the first 15-20 minutes, and they've got a goal out of nothing.
See as well, in terms of Celtic's game plan, you keep playing, you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to create chances. There's no doubt about that. Tounekti has looked the most lively in terms of the 1v1 situations. His opponent, Duroc, however you want to yellow card. These are parts of the game, Paul, that you can really look to exploit, because all of a sudden you've got a defender there that can't make a tackle.
The BBC site are describing it as a Schmeichel flap. Schmeichel flaps at looping Horta shot as Braga stuns Celtic, which pretty much...
He would have been taken by surprise, absolutely, because of the distance. For sure. It did dip a great deal, but I would still expect him to do better.
It did look as though it was going over, but there was some dip, wasn't there, on it? So 1-0 Celtic down with just gone halfway through the first half, and Celtic had started well, but no real chances in goal, are there?
I think the other thing, Paul, is when you watch your opponents, I'm sure Craig will realise this year, you're told of the midfield players who might think about a shot at goal if they're certainly 20 yards out, but this guy was 30 yards out, and that's why I think, look at Bernardo, on you go, hit it. He's hit it well, but I mean, he's gone with his right hand, and it looks as though, I don't know, it might be better with his left hand, but it has given Braga an unexpected lead, and I think it is down to a mistake from Kasper Schmeichel.
A little bit too much time and space, because they were jammed in on the sideline. All of a sudden they've shifted it twice through the central areas, and I would say that maybe Celtic have overcompensated, come across too far onto the right hand side of the pitch, allowed easy bit of possession in midfield, but you're still not expecting the lad to score from that distance. Fair play for taking the shot.
You always remember, for example, Murdo McLeod. He'll score for 30 yards. I'm sure Craig will tell you, George Alberts, he'll score from 30 yards, he'll have a shot. So as opponents, you know your opposition, you know who's likely to take a pop at goal from that distance, and you wonder whether that was on the cards or whether it was unexpected from the goal scorer.
So we'll see what Celtic, how they reply. I mean, a goal before half time could change it big time. Just shows you in European football, you were both saying they both play pretty open football. Good game to watch.
Very good game, like open game, Paul. But like I said, you come up against a Portuguese team at any standing in that top flight league, they're
Never
all
easy.
comfortable on the ball.
Benfica, of course, the other night was with Mourinho back in town. What a reception he got at Chelsea, didn't he? And the fans were
Great.
chanting his name.
I like
Actually,
to see that. That
it
was a good
wasn't
bit of
it?
respect.
Yeah. You've almost forgiven him for 2003 when he was the
Well,
Porto man.
maybe
the
I
time
have,
he
but
wasted,
Martin O'Neill
Andy.
hasn't.
But he's got better with age, Mourinho's got better with age.
Yeah, you think so?
As a person, I think,
Yeah.
in terms of that experience and how he conducts
Do
himself.
you think he's worth a few quid? Has he had any big
I think he
payoffs?
goes all right. I
He
think
must
he
have had
goes all
more
right.
payoffs than anyone in history. Yeah. So he'll not be worrying about the mortgage too much, will he?
No, I think he's. I think
When you
he's
played
okay.
in Europe, Craig, how many subs do you have? Because I'm drawn to the list of subs that Celtic have, and there's 12 of them. 12 subs.
12 subs, is it?
I know you can put on 5 players
Yeah.
at 3 different occasions.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
12 subs.
That's a lot,
It's
eh?
amazing.
Are you suggesting they should put on another man? 12 against 11. It was another try there. A shot from Pau Victor, edge of the box. They've obviously got a bit of confidence now, Andy. Their
Yeah, they
tails are
have,
up.
and they're having pops at goal. I think
Yeah.
there's a slight deflection there, but
Yes.
again, you would expect Schmeichel to save it, and he did very comfortably. But they look as though they can control a ball, move it quickly, and they'll imagine them getting a second goal. You've got to remember, this is a Celtic defence with Colby Donovan at right back.
How's
You
he
know,
doing okay so far?
Well, he's given the ball away a couple of times. It's great learning experience for him, and I'm glad to see him in from the start. But sometimes when you're so inexperienced at that level, you have to expect that it'll take a bit of time for him to get up to speed.
Craig, it doesn't look as though they're going to shut up shop, though. They're still having a go.
Yeah, no, they're again the way that they're going to continue to play and try and shift Celtic, but without banging the drum about this building up from the back, right? Because a lot of teams do it, Paul. We speak about this quite often. So Celtic started the game very comfortably, right? And all of a sudden, a couple of little invitations by poor build up from Schmeichel. Then all of a sudden, Braga get a little bit of confidence, grow into the game a little bit. And now they're having a period where you probably say that for the last 5 or so minutes they're dominating the game and territory, and that's on the back of mistakes that you don't need to be making. Those invitations of teams, I see it time and time again in football all over the world.
They're on the attack again down the left. In fact, they've won a corner. Carter Vickers covers well. So
a
28
really good
minutes.
spell for them, Paul.
Yeah.
But remember, I mean, they're not the best team in Portugal. No. They are currently 7th. I know we're early into the season. They've lost their last 2 home games. I can't imagine that confidence is high, but certainly here, when you look at Lagerbielke coming up for the corner, fancy their chances for a second goal.
A real good result, sorry, Paul. Real good result last week against Feyenoord, though.
Yeah, of course.
So they seem to have found a liking for the European football.
I was going to ask you both, and I will. Who do you think's going to win this tournament? But we'll see what happens here with the corner.
One.
Referee's up saying, "Hey." Not quite know what else about holding he's saying. It's a corner for Braga. 29 minutes.
I think the strongest squads, Paul, you look at the English teams, of course.
Yes.
They tend to have really strong squads, and they make a lot of changes for the Europa League games. But look at last season, Spurs were under Ange Postecoglou, certainly got the job done. They're the holders, and he's back in it again with Forest and Postecoglou.
Yeah, indeed. The kind of gloom of the summer of 2025 would be forgotten, I think, if Celtic went all the way to a final, because Celtic fans have been saying, hey, Rangers have been in it in 2008 and 2022. Celtic, it was 2003. And I know Celtic fans always say they won the European Cup in 1967, but that's wasn't yesterday, Craig. You weren't even,
but again, there's been great successes over the years, absolutely. I can't see Rangers and Celtic getting anywhere near the final.
Who's going to win it, do you reckon? I mean, Villa and Feyenoord tonight. I'm just giving you some
Villa
names.
Villa have got to be in there with the
Villa haven't been great.
They haven't been.
Yeah.
Right.
There's Basel, Stuttgart, Bologna, just one maybe to look out for.
Right.
Captained by Hamilton's finest.
Yes, that's right.
Lewis Ferguson. Bren against Utrecht. Celta Vigo against PAOK. FC Porto against Red Star Belgrade.
Porto will be good.
Yep. Watch for them.
Good Spanish team, yeah.
Right, okay. Fenerbahce.
Portuguese team.
Yep, indeed.
You're winking at me. I knew you were playing games there. It's all right.
Genk against Ferencvaros. Don't do that to me. Lyon against Red Bull Salzburg. Maccabi Tel Aviv against Dinamo Zagreb. Forest. So I was going to say the defending champions, but the manager is. of course, Ange
Well,
Postecoglou.
is it the
Yep.
first time in Europe for 30 years, Forrest?
I think that's right. Yep. You don't get in from the Championship, as you know, unless you win a cup. Yeah. Against Midtjylland, Panathinaikos, against Go Ahead Eagles, Pilsen, Malmö, Roma, Lille. Who's going to win the tournament? Who do you reckon? There's that moment that the boards hate, isn't it? When the camera goes on to Peter Lawwell, Michael Nicholson, and the chap Mackay, who's the finance chief. But anyway, who's going to win the tournament? Who do you reckon?
I'm going to go Aston Villa.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Just Unai Emery's record in the Europa League, I believe, to be phenomenal.
Second to none.
Right, so I'm going to stick with that. Okay. I know Villa aren't playing out of their skin at the moment, but it's not about now, as we know. So I'll go Aston Villa, but there are a lot of good teams, Paul, that you mentioned that I think have got a good chance. Unfortunately, I don't think Rangers or Celtic are good enough to get to the final.
Do you not? No. And yet look at what Celtic did last season.
Yeah.
It just, moments away against Bayern Munich, but then went out. Andy, what do you feel? As we're just watching, it's still 1-0 for Braga for anyone tuning in. We've played 31 and a half minutes.
I'm going to go for Porto or Roma.
Porto or Roma.
Yeah.
And if pressed...
I'll go with Porto. They were
Okay.
they were my first shout. I mean, I've spoken about the strength of the English teams because it's such a rich league. They carry so many players, and Spurs got through with Man United, two English teams to the final last time round. But I'm not sure Forest have got it. And when you look at the likes of who else, Real Betis or Lyon, these are teams that we've seen
teams,
in the last number of years. But I'm going to put my buck on Porto.
Porto are up there, they're thereabouts. They're always up there about the
Yep.
top of the Portuguese league and all that. Great side, great history in that competition as well.
And of course, Andy, you'll see Roma at close quarters when they come 11th of
that.
December.
Yeah.
That's tasty, that
And
one, isn't
Is
it?
it Evan Ferguson who got his move there?
That's right,
And
yes. Yeah.
I had a family member who was at the Roma-Lazio game 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And
Is it not like a
said-
derby? No.
Oh, he just said it was one of the great occasions.
Was it? Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, can you imagine the passion in that one? I was there a few years ago,
Never.
celebrating a big birthday. I'd never been
Yeah.
to Rome, and the taxi driver
took in the derby, did you?
It was crazy. No, but I felt as though it did because the taxi driver was a Lazio fan. Oh my goodness, he went on and on and on, and he's turning around, looking in the back, like, watch the traffic.
Still talking about Gaza, was he?
Still good. He was actually.
Was he?
Yep. Yeah. You English is no Scottish, but talked about Gaza and
You get that
Paul
plenty.
Gascoigne. What a player! And he transformed it from a British point of view.
Yeah.
We're watching it every Saturday morning. James Richardson,
La
Gazzetta.
Gazzetta,
Oh, it was
yeah.
brilliant,
Oh,
wasn't it?
top.
Are you cappuccino? Are you or espresso? Or
Here's a
what?
big chance.
Cappuccino. Okay.
Big chance here. Well, there was Braga. I thought he was going to get
Poor
a
choice.
couple of get a shot away there, but when you saw that pass going out to the right, the man in possession had 5 of his teammates in the box, and that's how well this team are moving forward together, defending together in numbers, but getting forward. And this is their third corner as opposed to Celtic's one.
Yeah, exactly. 3-1 in corners. 1-0 to Braga after 34 minutes. Let's keep you up to date. It's on TNT, of course. They're excellent coverage. We're on the Go Radio Football Show with Burger King. Here it comes to the near post, headed away by Callum McGregor. Bernardo tries to head out of the box, took a bit of a head knock. There he's gone down. Referee will stop play because it's a head knock. Yeah.
Two players
So
gone
two
down.
players gone down. Just a clash of heads there. But Andy, we know you have to win your home games in this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the game's not over yet,
No,
and
sure.
it has slipped away for the moment from Celtic, but I have no doubt that they will try and get back into the game. I'm not sure they're looking at the bench yet to see who might make a difference. The likes of Engels, maybe Hatate. And I think you heard some people thinking that James Forrest might get a shot at playing.
It
Because
was only
if-
Peter Grant.
Well, if Maeda is not focused, and I think that is still a big question. I know he's shown 1 or 2 wee bits of skill tonight as we see the goal again, the shot from 30 yards. He's set for it. I mean, he's gone with his right hand. Is that a left-handed save, do you think, Craig? More natural?
Again, you know what? I don't want to get into this because goalkeeper coaches, naturally, I would say, yeah,
You can still have
right
opinions,
instead of left.
Watch it now. Look at this.
Right.
Right-footed, coming at you, 30 yards. Surely your left hand goes up.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
You would
goes with
think
his
you would
right.
think that you would get more stretch with that, but goalkeepers always seem to go with that opposite. What I will say
Yeah.
is just looking at that strike from distance, Schmeichel doesn't shift his feet. until very, very late. But if he just takes a couple of steps early doors, I think then he can kind of get himself in a situation where he's behind that shot.
Well, the co-commentator is Joe Hart, and
He'll know.
it will be interesting to hear what
His
he
analysis.
has had to say about it.
Yeah.
See if we know what we're talking about
course,
goalkeepers.
yes.
Probably
He's
not.
been very good.
Yeah, they've got Joe Hart. We'll try and let's get Mark Guidi on the line. No, but he's former goalkeeper. He'll be listening as well. I'm going to see him later on tonight. Yeah, because he's got the Chris Boyd charity lunch tomorrow.
Very good.
Jim White will be presenting, and Simon Jordan is in the house as well.
good,
So Simon Jordan, nearly as good as you two on the radio with his punditry. If only.
He's getting there.
Yeah, he's getting there. Yeah, he might be listening in the car as well. If he is, it's Celtic 0, Braga 1, 36 minutes gone. A chance here for Celtic though. Paulo Bernardo plays it back to McGregor, but it's back the way, Andy.
I think the one lively player that I've seen with Celtic is Tounekti. There's a simple pass from Carter Vickers to Donovan, and he slipped. He's just fallen over, and this is it's a difficult period for Celtic because they look very comfortable in the ball. But if you're not getting anything from Maeda, Tounekti is the one who is going past his immediate opponent. He's already had a shot at goal, a cross into the box, and his opponent's on a yellow card. I would be feeding Tounekti as much as possible.
Next goal's crucial. Celtic need the next goal. And then I've still got a chance of getting my correct score. Obviously, Andy's he's out of it.
Craig, there's another one. A ball out from Kasper Schmeichel, and he's given it away again.
And it was a longer one. It was towards the halfway line, straight to a Portuguese player. As Celtic come up over the halfway line. And look at some of the people Celtic have, the experience. Carter Vickers, Kieran Tierney, of course, international player. Liam Scales having a really good season. Callum McGregor. It's time the Celtic team needs to click. It hasn't so far. And the story you mentioned, Tounekti, that's been the story of Celtic season so far. He's the one that's exciting the fans.
Yeah, he's the one that's getting them on the edge of their seat. He's the one that he's got an end product. And so far this season, we all know what Maeda can do, but he's not got an end product this season as yet. I think it's entirely acceptable that he has lost his focus. And I understand, you need to get it back and do it for your family, do it for your professional pride. I'm not questioning his professionalism.
No.
I'm just highlighting how difficult it is to switch back on when you think you are going elsewhere.
Still 1-0 to Braga. Craig, a few people are on the socials that Go Football Show, Rangers fans saying, what does he do tonight? Is he going to start with Chermiti? Because he's not going to go Chermiti and Majowski, is he, away from home? What do you feel?
I personally would be starting Majowski. I think Majowski's a very good player. I think that he's shown he's able to score goals. If he misses a chance, he'll keep putting himself in the same position.
He had a great chance on Sunday.
He did. Was it the header right at the back end? No, the left footer, the one. He's got to hit the target there.
And he'll know that. Yeah.
But he'll put himself in a position again. A little bit McCoy's back into that. Coyce missed chances, but I tell you what, he made sure he was in a position time and time again, and that's why he ended up scoring so many more goals. I'm not saying Majowski's McCoist, but missing an opportunity is not going to get him on a downer. He'll keep producing. Chermiti, though, they spent 8 to 10 million though, Paul, so they could well start Chermiti as well.
Mark Guidi told us in the programme a couple of weeks ago that he understands it, he pretty much knows it, that Rangers could have had him on loan. And now, the danger with that is if you get somebody on loan that you think, well, why didn't we just buy him? But the price is between 8 and 10 million. And so far, listen, it's really early for him. He hasn't had game time at Everton. He badly needs game time now because you're an 8 to 10 million pound player.
Yeah, I think, sometimes try before you buy. That could have been a kind of a loan situation. Paul, they've not been afraid to go down the loan route on other players. Right. Jigger's a loan player, Mikey Moore's a loan player. So it's not as if they've
Vaclav Černý last season.
Yes, probably
but didn't get
so
him.
Again, if you're going to spend 8 to 10 million, would have you not spent?
He only went for 5. He cost 5 to 5.5 million.
Would have you not spent 5 or 6 million on a player like that gets it? And I remember Černý early doors. He had a little bit of an argument with the fans and all that sort of stuff.
He did,
but he straight away you knew that he had the character and he was able to deliver. And the Rangers support got right behind him because they knew he could do that.
Well, they made up, didn't they, in April when he his celebrations. Listen, I'm not laughing if you got pelted with the water there. But I mean, he loved it, and the Rangers fans, so they forgave him. I mean, the point there was, in a game that counted, Barry's team against Celtic got a victory 3-2 at Celtic Park. The ball's back at the other end of the pitch where you'd expected to see it, but it's all the way back to the Braga goalkeeper, who Andy's had nothing to do for a long time.
No, he hasn't had any saves to make. No. He's not even had to come and take any crosses. I think what we saw just a minute or so ago, I like the look of this lad Uzani, their striker. He's 24, Moroccan, Portuguese, but he was getting in behind, and he has really stretched the game. If he's prepared to run in behind, you've got Carter Vickers, you've got Liam Scales, just dropping that bit deeper to make sure that they can get in with him as the long diagonal comes. What a great cross that was!
Top cross. Celtic's midfield three are really struggling with Braga's three in the middle of the park. Yeah, really struggling.
So just 4 minutes to go till half time. There'll not be much time added on. If Celtic could get a goal before half time. Listen, I heard what Andy said 10 minutes ago. Long way to go. It's at Celtic Park. We're not hearing the sound here, but you can just tell the faces of the Celtic fans. I think at 29 minutes, Andy, they were looking at the board, because that's when the silent protest would have ended. And they were going to be silent, and people did say there would have been cheers if Celtic scored, but it didn't happen. The goal came after 21 minutes for Braga. So, and you do wonder at half time, Brendan Rodgers then, because he's not to escape criticism, this is where he earns the bucks as well, right? What are they going to do at half time? What changes are they going to make?
I think sometimes when you make a change at half time, it's such a shock, because normally you want to be in control of games, especially when you're at home. But if you make a change at half time, there's a shock. It's a shock to the system, and that you sort of, you refocus, you heighten your concentration level. There's a shot from about 40 yards from Donovan, but
shows his confidence.
Nowhere near the target. That was the wrong option.
He tried a Braga there, but it didn't happen. And of course, for Celtic, it worked, bringing on Iheanacho in Europe against Red Star. So it changed the game, Craig, isn't it?
Midfield three, yes. Paul. I think that there'll be a change in the middle of the park come second half, because I just feel as if that's probably an area that Celtic haven't really handled. Right. As Braga,
what would you do then, Craig? Is it Hatate? Is it Engels? What do you think?
I've got a liking in terms of, for these kind of situations, for Luke McCowan. I really have.
Oh yeah.
I do. I mean, Engels has been suited.
Who would you take off?
For me, probably Bernardo. I think comes off.
He's not at the game time. And I see the manager spoke beforehand and said, look, he had some injuries last season, so maybe that's why we didn't see much of him pre-season. He's later or more to do. 2 minutes to go till half time. It's 1-0 to Braga. A few Rangers fans asking there about your Rangers lineup for tonight. We'll know them pretty soon, but up front you reckon probably Miovski. Actually, Billy's on regular, just saying I agree with Craig.
I would play Miovski. And then
do you not think there's a pressure? You mentioned it earlier about having paid $8 million. You need to justify it almost, Craig, and I wonder whether there's more pressure to put your £8 million striker into a game like this.
No, there is, and again, and then how does that player feel with that kind of pressure as well? It's about being able to handle that.
Do you think they can play the two together?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Would you do that tonight?
I'm a big fan of a 4-4-2, Andy. Big fan of it.
Yeah. Would you do that away from home though? Unlikely.
Well, he's not. That's the only thing, Craig. He's not.
No.
He doesn't seem to have any sort of flexibility.
And here come Braga again. Sorry, edge of the box. It was played out to the left. Another long range effort over the top this time, but they're having it, and he got his hand to it. So Schmeichel did well.
Yeah, I think he got a touch to it. I think you would expect him to make that save, because it's right down his throat. But yet again, wide right, cross into the box. There's three options there. And then the cut back to the edge of the box. It's right down the throat of Schmeichel, and he gets a slight touch to ensure that it goes over, and they've got another corner. Braga.
Craig,
good save expected to be made, but again, like Braga, just it's a little bit too easy for him, Andy, isn't it, to get into these attacking areas? So Brendan will definitely want to get him Celtic in at half time and get his instructions out to make sure that they tighten up a little bit. It's a little bit too comfortable for Braga.
It's not often Celtic play at home in a European tie and don't dominate for 15-20 minutes, total pressure on their back four, back five, whatever it is, crosses into the box, shots at goal. We've got 2 extra minutes to see this first half out, but it's not been a good Celtic performance at all. But I've got to say, credit to Braga.
Yeah.
They look a bit more composed and comfortable than I thought they would be.
Callum McGregor there, tackle, but it's a free kick. So again, a dangerous area on this near side. Braga playing right to left. A minute and a half to go of those 2 minutes added, which Andy mentioned a few moments ago. Kasper Schmeichel was caught out for that goal in 21 minutes, 30-yard. I was going to say speculative shot. Looked as though it was going over, but it dipped. But the big keeper, the international, the captain of Denmark, was caught out. Let's see, this could be the last action of the first half, and it's in Celtic's area rather than at the other end of the pitch. Andy?
You would get jeers going in at half time if this was another goal. The last thing you want to do.
That's a great ball in as well.
It is still bouncing about, but it's gone past the post. Is it
another
a corner? It's a corner kick, Andy.
Half time, maybe.
You missed nothing. No.
Yeah, Grilic having the pop of
Yeah.
goal. I mean, the ball just falls nicely for him. Colby Donovan won it out to Grilic, and then there's I think it might have been McGregor, Scales, who got the block in, and it went for yet another corner as we approach half time.
Good defensive header from Donovan in the first instance, because that's a great ball in, and he's really got to defend it, and he defended it very, very well for a young lad.
Right footed to the edge of the box. Doesn't look a great one. Maeda will get there first. Happy to see it go out. It's going to be a throw in. If you're Celtic, you just want to see it out now, I would imagine, Craig. So 20 seconds to go. You don't want to leave yourself open, but it's gone all the way back to CCV to the goalkeeper. Yeah,
that's okay. Wind the half down there. Although there's still again putting yourself under a little bit of pressure.
Jeopardy. He plays it 30-yard pass, but it goes to the purple or the lilac of Braga. That must be the whistle. It is. Half-time scoreline as we take a quick break, and then we're back. It's Celtic 0, Braga 1.
The Go Radio Football Show with Burger King. Save big with the £6.49 Kansas Barbecue King Box, featuring a barbecue stacker burger, fries, Kansas barbecue chicken fries or onion rings, and a drink. Exclusively on the app.
Let's go! Craig Moore is in the house along with Andy Walker, with me, Paul Cooney, and we'll be winding up soon towards the Rangers game, and we'll give you the team news. But we're going to stay on later tonight. That's the very good news for you. If you're listening live or on the podcast, it's going to be a bit longer because the Celtic game second half will kick off in about 10 minutes, and we'll stay. Andy, you all right to stay till the end?
Yes, definitely.
Thank you.
2-1 Celtic.
Good. 2-1 Celtic. Celtic are a goal down at half time. Ricardo Horta, number 21, scored with well, they've replayed it how many times, do you think?
It's such an interesting goal because the shot from 30 yards is unexpected. The dip, the movement in the ball is unexpected. And Craig, I think it's unexpected that Schmeichel, you're not asking me to catch it, you're just asking him to keep it out.
Yes.
And there's always this debate about, I mean, he goes with his right hand when it seems to you and me that maybe a left hand could have got to it quicker. Yeah. I don't know.
Actually, again, I'm not a goalkeeper coach, as we all know, but I think if he shifts his feet quicker, he can get himself in a position where he's behind the ball. The reality is it didn't fly into the top corner, right? And it's come from 30, 35 yards. So Schmeichel will be disappointed in himself that he wasn't able to keep that out.
We'll have the Rangers team soon. Here's Russell Martin speaking last night over there in Austria about looking forward to this game.
I'm looking forward to it, yeah. I think we're excited about it. Another different challenge, another European night, another chance to have a brilliant night together. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, especially off the back of a good feeling in the group after Sunday.
Yeah, he's looking to see more improvement.
Yeah, it's been uneven, like against Genk. We didn't have enough end product to show for it, but we had real good signs of moments early on in the game, and then we suffered for 10-15 minutes where we weren't together enough, and that was just down to the feeling we had. But I think, honestly, the players are so open to learning and growing, and they are really, you saw that on Sunday, they're really, really together. And that wasn't quite, I think with so much change again and so many new people, you don't have that instantly. It doesn't happen, that chemistry, so that takes time. But I've really enjoyed that. Do you know what, since we went for a walk a lot Lomond, actually, so maybe that was a good thing.
So there you are. He mentioned almost Connacht Hill and Loch Lomond. Yeah, he said, look, I'm here. I'm going to prove people wrong.
Yeah, my whole career was based on proving people wrong. So, yeah, I think that's the challenge now, and I'm really looking forward to that. I really hope we can do that. I really believe we will do that. I think the evidence suggests that our teams have always got stronger the more time we've had together and the longer we work. And you might say that's a given, but it's not, because there's really top managers in top leagues that even after a year are not quite seeing the results they want, or maybe the progression people want. So we just have to keep progressing, keep improving, keep building, and hopefully have some good results and win.
And he was asked, personally, Russell, what keeps you motivated in the midst of all this noise?
I have a fierce belief in the people I work with that have come with me and what we do, and a fierce belief that everyone inside the building is really with us. Just from the interactions we have, the chats we have, the discussions they have, and the players, how hard they work, how much they want it to work, how willing they are to take things on. We had a player who asked to do the press for you guys to show his support for us because the senior players wanted to do that. I don't think that's normal. So, yeah, I think we just have to keep working, and I really believe in what we are doing.
Craig, what would you say on all of that? Because, you know, the talking stops shortly as Rangers look to win in Europe tonight.
Yeah, look, I mean, again, if I'm a manager coming into the Rangers job on the back of disappointments, what do I want to do? I want to be able to make the club great again and put themselves in a situation where they're winning trophies. And I need to get a winning team out in the field as quick as I possibly can. And that is the part that so far Russell Martin has come up short on. We all want time, and you know, Rangers and Celtic, Paul, you don't get that time. You know, and then when you're not getting the results, and of course the recruitment will be questioned, the style of play. You just need to go in and find ways to win football matches, and if you can do that in not the nicest possible way, but Andy, you win a game ugly. By the way, you grow some. I've played games where it's been ugly, and we've won 1 or 2-0. See the confidence that you take out of that. Yeah. It gives you a massive platform to be able to build upon. I don't think that's been there to be seen so far from this Rangers team, and that's the type of results.
The only thing I would challenge you on is you just said there you don't get time.
No.
Steven Gerrard got time.
Yes.
And he delivered just the one trophy, but it was a big one.
Yes.
And I know it was different owners, different people making the big decisions, but he got time. And I'm just wondering, given that there's been so many poor Rangers results, and I think we've all braced ourselves. There's going to be news tonight, tomorrow. They're going to pull the trigger. Russell Martin's gone. The message from Russell Martin seems to be so clear. I've got the backing. They understand what we need here. And they're now making more appointments behind the scenes that he is backing as well. Maybe this is another manager. Craig, I'm putting it to you. Maybe this is another manager who might get time.
Okay, we're going to talk about it after the break. The headlines on TNT at half-time there, it's shaky Schmeichel, and they looked at the distribution of the goalkeeper and the goal itself. Quick break and then we're back. Celtic a goal down. Tomorrow night in the programme, Richard Foster will be here with Peter Grant. And at the moment, all the chat's about Kasper Schmeichel, because a 33-yard shot from a Braga player, Horta, in 21 minutes means that the Portuguese, I almost said giants, but they're not giants, but they're a good team. They're one up at half-time. Rangers will have the team news very shortly. They're up against Sturm Graz in an hour and 14 minutes over there. We'll get the team in a moment or two. We've been chatting about what it might be. We'll know in just a moment or two. Yeah. Goalkeeping errors seem to be the main chat there, Andy. And was that really 33 yards out, the shot?
I thought, 30 yards, it looked like you can tell with the cut of the grass. And but 33 yards. I've got to say it was a really unexpected type of shot with a dip in it. But I would say again, a goalkeeper in top form, I think, would keep it out. You're not asking me to hold it, but you would keep it out.
But some of the stats, Andy and Craig, possession, Celtic at home, 47, 53 for the opposition. Total shots, Celtic 3, Braga 7 shots. Shots on target, 1 Celtic, 3 Braga. Corners, 5-1 to Braga. It's not what you'd expect, is it?
No, and in a European sense, standards have dropped. I mean, this is not Bayern Munich. When Celtic were going at it with some of the best in Europe, the cream in Europe, and really pushing them close. So I think there has to be an uplift in the level of performance in the second half. I wonder, Craig, whether Brendan Rodgers might think about making a change at half time just to try and spark them into life.
Yeah, I do expect to see some kind of substitution for the second half. I think the midfield three probably didn't cut the mustard the first half.
Can I give you the Rangers team, which has just dropped?
Okay.
It's Butland in goals.
Yes.
Tavernier, of course, the captain. Suter, Cornelius, and Megoma.
Yes.
That's what you said.
Yes.
Raskin, Barron, and Asgard.
Okay, I had Rothwell in there.
Okay, up front, Antman, Gassama, Chermiti.
Okay, so I was two
So
off.
we're 2 off. On the bench. Yes.
There you go.
Andy? Yeah.
I had the 11.
Okay. They're about to.
Thanks very much.
Well done.
So we
Andy.
know how much you love Rangers, Andy. You're getting it right, mate.
You
Bang
just
on.
need to know your players.
Absolutely.
You know your opposition.
On the bench, Kelly, Wright, Aarons, Rothwell, Cameron, Giga, Miofsky, Moore, Danilo, Rice, Curtis, and McCallion. As we'll talk about that in a moment or two. Celtic at half time. No changes, I don't think, Andy.
No,
They're
there is.
back out.
Saraki is on and
Okay.
Donovan is off.
Oh, right. So
which is
jumped
a
on.
very interesting one. That's the lack of experience from Donovan, and he has gone off. And
Sarachi's
is
on.
that Maeda playing as a right back?
Wow. That had happened once, didn't it? A couple of years ago in European football, just looking at how Celtic are. So he has made some changes. I'll let Andy, as top commentator and summariser, work it out. But Celtic have got 45 minutes to make a mark in this early part of the tournament. They drew, as we know, against Red Star, but they're a goal down to Braga.
But you look at Maeda now, he's in that right back
He's playing as a
position,
right back.
Yeah.
and it looks as though you've got Carter Vickers, you've got Liam Scales, and then of course you've got Kieran Tierney.
And by the way, again, just got a quick snapshot there.
Yep.
It's hard to tell. Is it a five at the back?
Possibly.
Tierney looks
Yeah.
as if he's
All right.
popped in as a third
maybe.
central defender.
Yeah, maybe.
With your left fullback.
So you've got Tounekti as the left wing back. You've got Maeda the right wing back. Oh, sorry, Saraki as the left wing back.
It's a back
Yeah.
five. He's changed it to a back five.
Yeah, I think you're right, Craig.
Yeah.
Good spot.
Okay, well done. So Schmeichel, who he's got huge experience, but goalkeeping, it's all about the confidence, and he has been under the pump, under the spotlight in the first half.
Yeah, I think Craig sort of mentioned it in the first half, and it's such a big part of the game. If Celtic could do a bit of an uplift in their midfield three, they've got obviously Callum McGregor, they've got Negrin, they've got Bernardo. They've not really been a match for the likes of, I'm looking at there. Horta, who's got the goal, Grilic, who's had the shot at goal, Corby, Lelo, Pau Victor. These guys have shown to be good players.
Yep, Celtic 2 goals conceded in Europa League, and there were 2 goalkeeping errors, so spotlight's on there. But obviously Celtic now coming forward, and what a difference it would make for them. Iheanacho, but
didn't look sharp there.
Heavy on his touch.
He looked sharp against Red Star when he took the goal. I thought he would have got a shot away there. He didn't look sharp at all.
You said it really well. I was trying to find the words there, Andy. He did. He looked a bit cumbersome there, but he looked good. He looked good last week against Red Star. Celtic, the fans, they were talking about a silent protest, but my goodness, at the moment, and it's not a sellout tonight, that they will be looking to see a big improvement. And you can kind of see why there's been the summer of discontent, because there has been they've missed chances over the summer in terms of what they should have done. You could tell that team was on the wane come the cup final.
Well,
they battered Aberdeen. Aberdeen changed the system. Celtic, Charlie.
I agree with all that. And I think what you've got now, you've got a manager who spoke very strongly a few weeks ago and mentioned that a senior person in the boardroom was briefing against them. Whoever that person is, and I don't know who it is, they're still there. So there's not a good relationship behind the scenes. Having said that, we're on a football pitch here. You're on the coaching pitch every day. So that relationship between the manager and the players that he has might not be the ones that he wanted, but the players that he has, it should be better. As we see this chance again from Iheanacho, and his touch on the turn was just so heavy. Not like him when you saw how sharp he was against Red Star Belgrade.
He needs to sharpen up a bit, Craig, doesn't he? Looking at the Rangers team, Alex has been on saying Conor Barron did well last week, Craig, and he's got the kind of energy, the spirit, the fight that this team really needs. Do you agree, Conor Barron?
Absolutely. Yeah. He may, have a game where he's not the best in that particular match, but it won't be through lack of desire and hunger to go and compete in a game of football, Paul. So I really like Conor Barron. Coming to the team last season, and he done really well in a tough situation, but he was one of the players that stood up for me. He'll go in and put in a real honest shift that hopefully allows Raskin to have a little bit more scope and to be able to get forward and help in attacks. And Asgard, obviously part of that midfield three. Yep. It looked as if he took up good positions when he got the 3 or 4 goals in the international match, Paul.
He was great, wasn't he?
It's just about trying to find those positions, but that comes on the back of, I guess, as a team, getting the ball in the right area.
Sorry to interrupt, Craig. I mean, I've just seen a ball that's been passed about 60 yards, and it bounced. Neither Carter Vickers nor Scales were able to header it, and then when it fell at Scales' feet, he's given it away completely, and it's another shot at goal, and not too far away from Uzani.
A curling shot from Uzani, Andy, that you pointed. It was maybe just a yard past the post. The distribution from Celtic is so
it's very poor. Yeah, very poor. And my goodness, they get men forward really well.
Carter Vickers, for me, in terms of when he first come and the period that he put together was faultless. And he gave a lot of confidence, I think, to players around about him. I think he's playing well short of his best at the moment. Yeah.
He had a couple of injuries in the last 2 seasons, didn't he? And he's not quite been.
He hasn't
as
got into
consistent.
that rhythm, Paul. Yeah, he just looks as if he's struggling a little bit, I don't know, like a little bit heavier, a little bit more sluggish.
Yeah. 51 minutes gone. If you're just tuning in, the Go Radio Football Show is Celtic come forward. Quite a chance for Iheanacho, must be, and he scores. It's 1-1. Celtic scoring in 51 minutes. Iheanacho scored last week as a sub. He's on from the start. He scored tonight, Andy.
Brilliant finish, and this was him at his sharpest. I mean, it's poor defending from Braga, but Iheanacho takes advantage of it. And when you see him pulling the trigger, he struck it really well, and the goalkeeper, I think, was out of position. I mean, it's a loose pass back to the central defenders. They get in each other's way. He's about 16 yards out, and he drills it past the goalkeeper. That wasn't a handball, was it? As he controlled it? No, it was on his head.
It looked as though it may have been, but it wasn't when you see it.
So you saw him sizing it up, knowing exactly what he wanted, and he's drilled it away from the goalkeeper, Hornacek.
Sweet.
Very good finish. And again, it's the first time that Braga have probably been caught overplaying, and it was a loose one, as Andy touched on. One thing I'll say about Iheanacho there, Andy, he takes it actually really early. I thought he was maybe going to travel a little bit more with it. Really good finish, and that's Celtic. There is a goal check.
There is
what's
a goal
that
check.
for?
Yeah, the referee. But the goalkeeper is speaking to the referee. Okay. So we're waiting for the goal check.
The only thing I thought it might be was did it come up and hit his hand? But I don't think it did.
Look as if it hits his head.
It hits his head.
Yeah.
Head.
It came off like a Bielka, didn't
I mean,
it?
you see that at the very first time. I don't know what else they could be looking at. So I'd imagine this should be a quick check.
It should be. The goal check still going on, though, in the rain, in the East End. We think it's 1-1
The
now.
referee's saying head. It was come off his head.
Yeah. So this is not the fastest, Andy. I saw some stats the other day. They're saying how...
I know that you check every goal, and so you should. We've got VAR. But it doesn't tell you... Normally a goal check, potential offside. Look, he's going to his arm, the referee. I mean, we've looked at it 3 times now, and we don't see it hitting his arm. We think it hits his head.
Yeah. This is taking an interminable time, and for the Celtic fans there, I mean, that's what, a minute and a half, Andy, waiting to check. Is there something else in the lead-up play that we're not seeing here?
Maybe.
It doesn't look to be anything in it there. It's come off the screen. Check over.
Check.
Waiting the referee. What? The referee is pointing to his arm, and Iheanacho shakes, so it's not a goal. Andy, VAR has overruled it. We can't hear it, but he's pointed to his arm.
Well, we've seen the replay, and we are not. We did not see a hand, and it came up, and he controlled it. Here it is. Here, there's a loose ball. Now, where does it hit his hand? I think it hits his head. I don't think it hits his hand at all.
It doesn't.
Well, what have they seen? What are they looking at?
Wow.
Craig? My mince pie's playing games with me. I thought that hit his.
Yeah,
It's
it
his
came
head.
off
You think it did?
like a Bielka. Oh, right, different angle there. I missed that one.
Okay.
So James has seen another angle.
I think the inside of his arm.
Ah, do you think so? Right.
From that different angle right at the very end that we got shown.
I
Yeah.
think James should be on
It's
VAR
ruled
from
out.
now
It's
on.
controversial.
Well,
yeah.
they've obviously, it's had to have hit the hand for him to disallow it. Just very, very difficult from the angles and footage that we were shown there.
Who's on VAR? Anyone we know?
Well, it's a German referee, so does
Yeah.
that mean it's German VAR?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, it will be. As is it?
See again, just overplaying at the back.
Those oohs and ahs on the radio don't really work, so sorry, I need to stop
Oh,
it. It was a chance there for Braga. Just a bit of indecision in the Celtic defence. I was saying that
Build
about
up.
me, Craig, don't worry. But Callum McGregor, Cam, just played it out. It's come to Liam Scales. We're watching, remember, on TNT Sports. They're excellent coverage. We're here on the Go Radio Football Show. Celtic come forward. There's still a goal behind, but this should give them a spring in the step. And I think they've just won a corner. So Maeda charging into the box there, Andy, with a bit of pace. He's won a corner.
Yeah, but I've still to see Maeda at his best,
Yeah,
at his most dangerous. He showed one or two nice touches in the first half with some cutting inside, some forward passing, but not the Maeda that was totally focused. And it's just difficult for him to get back in tune on the same wavelength as everyone else.
Okay. Craig, let's see this one. Left-footed high into the box, headed away though. It's not the best corner kick there, is it? As Celtic is back to 1-0 to Braga here on the Go Radio Football Show. Of course, we're heading towards, in fact we are, at 7 o'clock. The news is coming after this. It is. Yeah, we'll miss nothing.
The Go Radio Football Show with Burger King. Try the new and improved Whopper, bursting with flavour and juicier than ever.
Let's go!
You've missed no action. A minute, 60 minutes have gone. Celtic still a goal down. Braga coming forward. Andy Walker's here, so is Craig Moore. And a chance there for Braga, but it's cleared. Still 1-0. Celtic had that goal disallowed after a lengthy VAR check. Iheanacho had the ball in the back of the net. Andy, how's it been the last few minutes?
Yeah, Celtic certainly have got a lift this half. I think they've been better. There's more energy. But that occasion there, too many men forward. And, I thought it was a really good touch from Liam Scales. Eventually the clearance from Kieran Tierney. But Braga still on the attack here.
Craig, Celtic, the first half, they had more possession, they being the Portuguese.
Yes.
Second half, Celtic started a bit ropey, got the ball in the back of the net, and they need to continue in that vein, albeit that it was chalked off. And it was hard to see. Just one angle showed that it just brushed the arm.
Well, it was an angle we didn't
Yeah.
see, Paul.
No,
I thought it
that's
was
true.
quite unlucky. But look, Celtic certainly throwing bodies forward, change of formation as well. But they'll be looking to try and get a goal to get back into this match. Have to be a little bit careful because Braga, again, comfortable enough and had a couple of chances there. Andy touches on the one that Scales make a good defending challenge as Braga again through here. 3v2 at the moment. Really good opportunity. Celtic have defended it in the end quite well. Yeah, because they were outnumbered there. Again, they're the kind of moments I'm talking about because Celtic are pushing for that goal.
Tierney did well there, I think, and Schmeichel.
Yeah, in the end, I mean, Scales does well because he has to delay. They're outnumbered. Tierney gets a good block, and Schmeichel, and we've just missed an opportunity up the other end now.
The camera's missed it. Iheanacho there through in goal. Andy?
Yeah, the ball from the wide right, and it was Dyson Maeda who just put it in first time. Really good ball. But I've got to say, I thought it was excellent defending there.
Iheanacho offside, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Early delivery, but he was offside, but he put himself in the area.
Yeah, but it's giving the corner kick.
Yeah. So it looked offside.
Yeah, no offside. It's going to.
Good job, you're on VAR.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening in my eyes tonight.
So Celtic looking to get back into the 62.5 minutes gone. It's Celtic 0, Braga 1. Good ball into the box to the header. Great save there by the goalkeeper. Was that Kieran Tierney?
Yeah, Kieran Tierney header at the back post. I don't think he got a lot of power on it. If you see him, he's sort of making his way backwards. It was definitely on target, but Hornacek keeps it out. Pressure still on with another corner from Bernardo.
Yeah, Bernardo's here. The rain pelting down just a mile or so away from us here in the Gorbals. Long ball to the far post, headed down by Scales, but he couldn't get anything on it, Andy, could he? And actually they break away, but it's Celtic back in possession. Ball through, chance, but too much on it. Straight back to the goalkeeper, Andy.
Yeah, he looks pretty decent on a check-in goal. He's made a couple of good saves. He's commanded his area pretty well, and they play it out from the back, and they look as though, they're pretty comfortable, and they play short passes before they sense that something is on.
Rangers fans, your game kicks off in 53 minutes as we just watch here. Callum McGregor along with Schmeichel. Schmeichel's come off his line. Their player's gone down, Andy. You're hoping that's got to be a dive, yeah.
I thought that was a lack of communication there from Callum McGregor and the goalkeeper Kasper Schmeichel. I've got to say, actually, I was waiting. Where is Schmeichel? He's got to come out and take that.
Well, we'll see that one again.
He actually does make contact with the guy, but I don't think there's anything in it. Certainly miscommunication. Callum McGregor takes it into his own hands in terms of makes a decision for Schmeichel.
Yeah, because I think he's surprised Schmeichel's not there. He should be.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just outside his box. He should be off his line.
Jimmy's on already saying, does Celtic make a change at the weekend? Sinisalo stand by. Are you going to be in? That's Jimmy calling in from Barmulloch, who has been on. Okay. So listen, let's wait till the end of the game, maybe talk about that tomorrow night with Peter Grant and also Richard Foster tonight. Craig Moore gearing up for the Rangers game. Andy Walker holding on here at the Celtic game. It's 1-0 for Braga, but Celtic did have it looked like a good goal, Andy. I mean, that's where VAR...
Listen, this is a game where everyone expected. I know there's an air of negativity, the disconnect with the fans and the board and what have you, but this was a game that Celtic expected to win. A point away from home last week, I thought was pretty good. And if it had Celtic, well, still a long way to go, but this is where all the Celtic fans expected 3 points just to get themselves alive in the group.
Celtic coming forward, aiming for a shot there, but it's easily cleared. Craig, were you about to come in
blocked,
there?
I mean, Braga have made a substitution. Martinho, very, very handy player. People might remember him from his time at Wolves. But Celtic have a good chance. Flashed across, they get is it a corner or throw in, but another good cross coming in. Celtic getting in behind Braga's down the right hand side. Andy will tell us the best summariser on the box, which you are, Andy. Now that Davy Provan is in Spain.
Who else?
I know. I wonder if Davy ever tunes in. Probably not.
Well, here's a double change now. You've got Hatate and you've got Engels, Nygren going off. I wonder if Bernardo will be the other one.
You would imagine. So Nygren's on first.
And you've got to say, when you look at Celtic substitutes, I think that makes sense for the last, 25 minutes, that you might get a bit of something out of Hatate. It is Bernardo who has gone off.
How's he done for you, Andy?
I think he's just done okay. Nothing. I don't think he's been poor, but I don't think he's been outstanding. He's been okay.
Was he at fault for not chasing down Horta, giving him
for the goal?
For the goal?
No, I'm not sure.
Not him. Okay.
I don't think so. I think you look at someone shooting from 30 yards, and honestly, unless we've been told this guy is unbelievable from 30 yards, you need to close him down. I think you look at players shaping to shoot from that distance, and you think, go on, hit it. We've got our international goalkeeper behind us.
Yeah, he's not. He didn't have anything. More he could do with it, with the goal. Sometimes, Paul, you just got to take your hat off to say, great strike, or there's an error, and I think there was a slight error for Schmeichel.
There was. Do you ever wear a hat? That's an old expression. Take your hat off to them.
Yeah.
But did you ever wear a hat? Not to the matches? No, just
no, never,
nothing
never.
at all. What about the Rangers? Take your hat off to Russell Martin if you could get a win tonight
if he gets a result
in
tonight.
Austria.
Yeah, I think it would be a big win because, again, I'm looking at the starting lineup that we mentioned. Andy, delighted that he got the starting 11 right, but I'm looking at the benches. I'm looking at the bench as well, and it's not a strong bench.
No,
it's not a strong bench.
We've discussed this a number of times. When you want to look to the bench and get, you could bring him on after an hour, or if things aren't going well, this guy, that guy will change it. It's I think that's a big story about the Rangers squad and the depth of it, or rather the lack of depth in it.
What I will say is, in terms of their opportunities tonight, listen, I don't think at this moment in time they're good enough to dominate any team, right? But in terms of their goal opportunities, set plays is a real big area for Rangers, and they've been quite successful with. So defend well, be organised. Hopefully they can get something on the set plays.
Celtic coming down the left, trying to get back into this game. They're just one goal behind. So here's Rio Hatate, the Japanese international, to the former Scotland international Callum McGregor, to Liam Scales. This could go on all night. The Irish international player out to another Japanese player.
I know, Paul, you talk about Brendan Rodgers, and a lot of Celtic fans have spoken about, he's maybe escaping some criticism. I think it was pretty bold to go to the 3 centre-backs, the 2 wing-backs, and just in a general sense, Celtic have been better. They've had more of the ball. I think there's a wee bit more urgency in their passing. There's a higher tempo. But Braga are more than a match for it at the moment.
They sure are. Celtic have the ball in the midfield. We're watching it on TNT Sports as CCV plays it out to Maeda. 33 goals the last season. Is it 1 so far this season? It's just and the top scorer in the league is Lawrence Shankland with 7 goals, but he's not in the Scotland squad for the matches next week. And remember, this time next week we'll be at Hampden Park, the National Stadium, where we'll just have done a hopefully award-winning, excellent programme previewing Scotland against Greece. But that's next week as they make a change, Andy.
This is the goal scorer Horta, who hit a magnificent shot. You've got to say it's under the bar. But given his position, and I know that Craig is questioning maybe his footwork from Kasper Schmeichel, but Horta is the one who's got the only goal, and it was an amazing strike. Just the dip in it from so far out, and they're just getting some fresh legs on for the last 20 minutes or so.
As you would expect, it's that time, isn't it, to make some changes. Craig, just looking at the Rangers lineup for tonight, just thinking about the captain, James Tavernier. Veteran of so many battles. He's had so much criticism, but actually in the last month he was out the team, as we know, in August, but he's back in now in every game from the start. What do you think of his performances?
Again, I can only sort of like give Tav praise if I'm honest, Paul. I mean, I know people defending, forget about it, right? What his contributions are, being left out of a team, then coming back in, showing that not only is he the right player, he's the best player for that position. His goal against Livingston was fantastic. He keeps making those fantastic contributions. I had a conversation, by the way, it was probably about a month ago with Richard Goff, and I thought it was really, really interesting, right? So he goes, Murdo, if any of the managers I ever had, right, and I was a captain of that football club or that football team, and said, Richard, you're going to be left out or you're on the bench. He says, by the way, I would have been out that club the next day.
Did he?
He says, I'm not going from captain to be left out of a team.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But do you not think that tells you a lot about James Tavernier, who's he's taken that stick, that abuse, and he's come back, and he's still a strong player.
Just different characters, Andy. You know what I mean? Like I said, I think Tav is, from what he's come through, but what he delivers, consistently. He's never injured. He's always available for selection. But it was just an interesting take for Goffey. He goes, like even the great Walter Smith, if he said Goffey, you're no longer going to be starting for me because I think, he goes, no problem, but I'm no longer starting. I'm out of the club tomorrow.
I'm back down to Tottenham. Remember when he came up, he went from Dundee United to Tottenham, and then you heard Richard Goff's coming back to Rangers. It was phenomenal.
That was when Dundee United had Goff, Hegarty, and Neary Malpass back four.
What a team. Keep going. I know, absolutely. What's happening with Celtic? 72 minutes gone. They were on the attack there. They are at the moment. They've got Hatate on, they've got Engels on. Hatate goes down, but the ball into the box.
I
the
thought
keeper
that
saved
might have been an own goal. He's tried to swipe it clear. The centre back, Engels, put it in a really dangerous area. He's tried to swipe it clear, and it almost went over the head of the goalkeeper, but he's got it safe, and they are still defending deep, Braga.
Rangers just one change from the victorious team at the weekend. Chermiti is in for Miovski, so that's the only change. Lau Cameron is back on the bench after an injury period. For Aberdeen, remember they're in action tonight as well. Shinnie has been dropped, one of 4 changes by the manager, who probably now, I'm not saying he's in the last chance saloon, but he needs to get some kind of result tonight, but it could be difficult for him. Kevin Nisbet and Aochi dropped to the bench, so he's making quite a few changes, Graham Shinnie, and also Giamfi. So there's quite a few changes there. Yeah.
I must say, it's not a good look, Aberdeen sitting near the bottom of the table. It's a great look for Scottish football and your top flight when you've got Celtic, Rangers, Hibs, Hearts, all doing really well.
Here comes Celtic. What a shot. What a save by the goalkeeper, Andy.
Well, I mentioned it before. Hornacek looks as though he's got ability. This is a save of the night.
Tounekti.
I mean, Tounekti came in, and that's the beauty of Tounekti. He can go on the outside, but on this occasion he came inside, right foot shot. Terrific save from Hornacek.
James, you want to see this one? What a shot. What a save, Craig.
But great save, great bit of skill. Tounekti, as soon as he starts to drive in, the defender doesn't want to put his leg out because he knows any contact's a penalty. Asked a great question of the goalkeeper, but he's been top notch. The keeper has made some really good saves.
He has indeed. So Celtic still on the offensive, 74 minutes gone. Here's Hatate. What can he do? He's 35 yards. He's forced back the weights.
You remember at the start of the game, Paul, when we thought, hey, how will Celtic approach this? And we said it at half time. Normally you get a period of 15, 20 minutes where it's all out attack from Celtic. This is what we've had for the last 15 or 20 minutes. I know they've looked dangerous on the break once or twice, but this is a good spell of pressure that was just not there in the first half at all.
Just looking at Rangers warming up ahead of the game tonight. 42 minutes to go as Tounekti. We're just seeing it again, that shot. That was sweet, wasn't it? Keeper did well.
But you see the first defender, he wants to pull his foot back because he knows a penalty. Great save from the goalkeeper. Defender possibly getting something on it as well that was behind the goalkeeper.
The Celtic fans have been on saying this is the worst VAR decision ever.
Is it? Yes.
That's what they're saying. Yeah. Andy on here just saying, can't believe it. Another change.
Producer James, he saw it. He saw the handball. But you're talking about another change, and it looks as though Celtic are going to turn to James Forrest for the last 15 minutes to see if he can make a difference. Yeah,
maybe James could be for VAR. We could lose him to VAR. We lost Barry to Rangers
just
for
lose
4
him
months.
In general.
Shocking. As James Forrest, I was going to say a few moments ago, you'd expect to see him to come on, and what a record that would be for him if he gets another goal in another season for Celtic. It was storybook, wasn't it, Andy? The way he finished the season, almost the last kick of the ball, and he scored that goal late in the game. But for Celtic, a goal down. If you're just tuning in, they've thrown on Hatate and Engels for Bernardo, and
put Celtic under pressure if they don't get anything from tonight. Because, the Champions League team who made it all the way out of the league phase into the knockout phase, Celtic, big favourites tonight. And it's just a huge surprise that with 15 minutes to go, they are still behind.
Do you think they were big favourites tonight in this match?
Yes, I thought. Yeah. Celtic were big favourites. And I think if you look at the bookies, they pretty much said the same thing. And
is that right?
Just given the way Celtic have performed, last season, I know it's not been ideal recruitment summer transfer window, but I think Celtic were big favourites here.
There's another goal in this game. I don't know which way it's going to go, but there's definitely another goal in this match.
I think you're right.
Okay, you'll miss nothing.
This is the Go Radio Football Show with Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction with a Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus. Order now on the Burger King app.
Let's go! Radio Football Show, still 1-0 to Braga, but Andy, Celtic have made a change.
They have, and James Forrest has come on for the last 15 minutes, and off has gone Daisen Maeda. And maybe just an indication yet again of Maeda not being on his best form.
Yeah, he's not been. Craig, Maeda, you'd agree. I heard what you said earlier on about the culture, because they are so professional.
Yeah.
Everything's geared towards it. I saw you saying about his diet, what he does. He rests. He doesn't have any stress before a game in the days leading up to it. And it's all about the delivery during the 90 minutes. As Hatate, another Japanese player, comes forward, plays the ball into the box, looking for Iheanacho, falls for James Forrest. Forrest out to the right. We're watching on TNT as the ball comes swept into the box, but it's falls for Callum McGregor. So it's all Celtic pressure, Craig.
Yeah, it is. And like I said, you're either Celtic, you're going to see Celtic get the goal, or maybe leave the door open at the back just because the way that the game's gone. Martinho defends across well there from Forrest, but it's another corner for Celtic. They are applying some real pressure. At the moment, Braga seem to be holding strong, and they've got a goalkeeper behind that defence that is making serious saves in this match as well.
Against Hibs, they had so much of the ball. Ball came into the box, Andy, but that's CCV.
Yeah, you thought Carter Vickers, who made a really good run at the front post, and he got up well. Was it just a bit too high for him? Yeah, top of his head.
Yeah.
It just didn't meet it. Couldn't get up high enough, but a decent attempt.
Craig, what are you thinking for Rangers tonight? What would you expect to happen then against Sturm Graz?
You know what? I know that what every Rangers supporter will expect is just a team that want to run for 90 minutes, compete, try your hardest. Listen, we all understand that you're going to make mistakes.
Basics, Craig. Yeah, basics.
Yeah, but nothing's going to be free flowing at this moment in time, is it? So keep it simple. Keep it simple. Work hard, and you've got a real good opportunity to try and get something out of a game, and slowly start to build and try and turn the corner.
We would never describe Celtic like that. Pre-match, try your hardest. Celtic can play badly, and every team can play badly. Yeah. But when you see Rangers and the way they've played in your thing, come on, guys, try your hardest, give us everything. Yeah. I think it tells you a lot about their attitude. Celtic Dane Murray coming on for Kieran Tierney, who was limping a bit earlier. What has he played now? About
80,
close to 80 minutes. Yep. And another one of the younger players who's got an impressive physique, Murray.
Big boy.
Yep.
Big boy. But Andy, on that, I know exactly what you were saying, but the circumstances and what you kind of seen at Rangers for a period of time as well, in this big situation where you need players to stand up. I know, as there's a...
I mean, I'm looking at a ball that was played back to Kasper Schmeichel, and yet again, he's just put it, they're highlighting a foul from Saraki. He's caught someone in the instep. It's not a red card, is it?
No, surely not. Well, how silly was it though, Andy? There was absolutely no... It's a yellow card.
Yeah, yellow card.
It was a stupid foul, was it not?
I think it was, but again, the ball played back to Kasper Schmeichel. He went to pass it out with the side of his foot, and he's completely miscued it. It's almost gone out for a corner, giving Braga just a secure possession, and they've got Celtic chasing a wee bit here.
Salo stand by for Sunday. They want to take the sting out of the game now. There's only under 9 minutes to go of normal time, Craig, and when you're chasing a goal, the clock just races away, doesn't it?
There's a lot of looking up. I don't know where the clock is there, but you sometimes look up at the clock and see how much was left in games and all that.
This man's been good, Craig. I've been impressed with him, Uzani, the number 9. He's led the line really well. He hasn't got his goal, but he's looked lively, and I like the look of him.
Strong, powerful. He had that good effort where just past the post, was it? The left foot tried to bend it in the far corner. He's got size on him as well, Andy, so he was able to kind of occupy the central defenders of Celtic for the best part of that match.
Andy, was that a stunning save? I think it was, that denied Tounekti, and Celtic need to try to remember that and go for it in the next 8 minutes.
I've been impressed again with Hornacek, the goalkeeper. Not just that save, but others that he's made. I think he's been really good tonight.
See on Celtic's recruitment, just while we're talking about the Celtic game here as well, I think Celtic's recruitment this season has been good, but I think the timing of it has been the issue for Celtic and a lot of the supporters. So we're going on about Tounekti again tonight. Yeah. He's a very, very positive signing.
Yes, and the timing of it, I agree, it was really poor because he looks lively. Balikwisha
hasn't been
no one is convinced, and he's on the bench tonight.
Yes,
this is a big game. It's a European tie. You expect a big player who's cost a lot of money to be on the pitch.
Yes,
and not. In fact, you're bringing on James Forrest before you're bringing on a major signing.
But that's one. But then you look at Nygren. Nygren's been so far, I think, quite good.
Yes,
very good.
Yeah, so he's going to give you goals from midfield.
But the big one, Craig, I think Celtic should have been, and probably were, targeting someone to take the place of Adam Eder.
Yeah.
And they did not get a striker in that cost any money, and they were left scrambling for the free transfer market. And I concede he might be a brilliant player. He might score 25 goals.
Once he's fit, he's going to be a machine. By the way, because again, sloppy from Carter Vickers at the back.
Oh, my goodness.
Trying to build up. Is that a oof?
Couple of
There's a couple of tasty challenges there.
Gone down, chance for Celtic.
Scales
at the other end, long ball forward, but it's a really poor one. It was supposed to be for Iheanacho, but he's been on, Andy, as you know, from the start. But, you mentioned there about Ida, but Furuhashi left in January.
Yes. And no replacement
he wasn't
for him.
replaced. Yeah. People like Johnny Kenny were going out on loan.
Yep.
I mean, people can't be kidded. Here's a chance for Braga. They could make it too. He's on. Good save by Schmeichel, but it's there. He gets a chance again. It's a goal. Braga have gone 2 up with 6 minutes to go.
Well, that's a clincher.
Yeah.
That is a clincher. He did make a save at Schmeichel, and then Liam Scales got a block and another shot, but yet again another loose ball, and I think it's just battered off. Is that the substitute who's come on? But it looks as though Braga are going to take all 3 points here. 2-0.
It does. Gabri Martinez in 85 minutes has scored for Braga.
Yeah, and that, listen, it comes off the passage of where we talked about the 2 tasty challenges from Scales and Carter Vickers, but it was sloppy play initially. Felt as if there was a goal at the end of the match there, and Celtic are throwing bodies forward, Paul, as well. But again, look down the right hand side. There's too much space. Braga players driving in. Again, you're under the pump there. Schmeichel does make a good save initially, another good block, and then it kind of gets cleared off of the Braga player. A little bit unfortunate in the end the way.
Well, should you expect Dane Murray here to make a better clearance? Should he find a better angle?
Oh, it's hard though. It's kind of the players right on top of him, I think, Andy.
Yeah.
You have a look here. Have a look at the clearance. Where can he change the angle? Because he's right on top of him.
If he'd a right foot.
Okay, but it wasn't on his the space he would have had to.
Should you not be aware that if you try and clear this up the pitch, it's going to hit someone. It's going to hit the striker. I don't know. I think you should find a better angle.
No, but do you think he could have maybe then got over enough to get it onto his right foot?
I just think he should find a better angle for the clearance.
He's a harsh analysis, by the way.
Oh, what would you think?
4 minutes to go. I'll tell you what I'm watching on social media. The Celtic fans, and I think I agree with them, they can't see where the handball is in the VAR decision as the Celtic fans leave many. Well, mind you, there's 4 minutes to go, 4 minutes to go. I don't see it, Andy. Listen, I'm just looking here on my handheld. But
Paul, we couldn't see it from the footage I'm getting here.
So I've not seen it.
I could not
see
it.
It's not Portuguese VAR, is it?
Well, I know. Let's find out who's on the VAR there. Hey, for Celtic, this has been the story of the summer. That Celtic need to have a look at themselves. They've done a lot good in the past. We know it. Last night I said to somebody, they've won 13 titles out of 14. I felt I sounded like someone from the club. My point was, there's been a lot of success. But they were on the verge of doing really well in Europe just months ago. Yeah, we know that in the Champions League. How have they got to this position? And 24 hours later, they're losing tonight. They're going to lose to Braga in the Europa League.
I think there's an air of, how dare you criticise us because we've won 13 of the last 14 titles. How dare you criticise us for anything? Because we've delivered. It's the players that deliver. It's the manager that delivers. And if you're on the board, you're very lucky, and you might be able to appoint this one or appoint that one. But Celtic is all about the fans. It's all about the manager, and it's all about the players. And the amount of headlines that the board have attracted, all negative ones. Yeah, it's
but this hasn't been a poor performance tonight, Paul. In my opinion, I don't think it's been a poor performance. You've been punting, no, but not again. So take away isolated situations where all of a sudden Schmeichel passing out and making those kind of mistakes. Then you lose a little bit of confidence. But Celtic have still asked enough questions. They've not been terrible in the match. I don't think.
I see Chris Boyd there on Sky at the moment, smiling, getting ready for the Rangers game, I would imagine. He's got his big charity lunch tomorrow, and we hope that goes really well. It's a brilliant charity as Celtic come forward. 2 minutes remaining, plus stoppage. Hatate in the midfield came on as a sub. Engels, of course, and Nygren went off. Bernardo was off earlier, just watching to see if there is any movement. Iheanacho, how's he done for you? I mean, it could have been so different if that goal had stood, Andy. I know it's ifs, buts and maybes.
He looked sharp for that moment, that incident with the control. He was onto a loose pass and the finish was clinical. But he's been punished for an apparent handball that the three of us didn't see, but obviously VAR have got more angles than what we saw.
Look at the empty seats round the stadium. We don't see it completely, Andy, but I wonder, tomorrow night, the programme not to be missed. And we've yet to get the Rangers game, which the Rangers fans were raging at the weekend, despite the fact getting an injury time winner. So it's strange times, isn't it, here in Glasgow with the two teams? So
well, Celtic's next game, the third one, is later this month, and it's again at home against Sturm Graz, who are playing Rangers tonight.
Okay, so we get a good gauge.
You'll get a good gauge of it. There's a naughty challenge from Liam Scales.
Again, Andy, is that tiredness? That's silly. He's an international player.
He knew what he was doing there.
Frustration.
Yeah.
Frustration. So he's yellow carded, and we all know with so many games, there's 8 games in this tournament, same as the Champions League, the new format, which I think we all like the format, don't we? But Craig, final thought on Rangers then, because when the game finishes, we will be making way for Joe Kildare. Joe, thank you for standing by. He's here warming up.
We've left them some chocolate biscuits.
Oh, have you? You ordered none. You offered none over here, but anyway.
For Rangers, keep 11 on the park tonight. That will go a long way.
Point.
That will go a long way. Defend well. Throw bodies forward at the right time, but just go and compete. Set plays, I think, could be really, really important because we know the delivery that Tavernier has. I think it's going to be a tight game. I think the best result for Rangers tonight would be a draw.
Andy, what do you feel for Rangers?
I was going to predict a draw. I was going to go with a 1-1.
Yep.
So I don't think Rangers will be as open as they would be in a domestic game. So I think they must learn from their European experience and try and get into the league.
Wait a minute, there's 6 minutes added on. Andy, normally Celtic would say the late show, go for it. Rangers did it at the weekend. Look at Forest the other week. They were 2-1 up and they went out in the League Cup. No,
I don't. I think the points have gone. I think the game is gone, and Celtic have dominated the second half. But Braga have been a better team than I gave them credit for. I thought Celtic would be huge favourites. I thought Celtic would be, raise their game for a European contest. I thought he was offside.
It looks offside, so we'll wait for it. It's gone past the post anyway, but it looked as though the Braga player was offside. And the manager, there'll be quite an aftermath on this. Nobody escapes criticism.
Yeah, and I thought he changed, but the first half, down to the players, I don't think it was a good performance. Very lethargic, in my view. Not enough intensity, not enough tempo to the game. And I thought he changed it at half time, and it's not often you see Celtic go to a back three, wing backs, but I thought it made a difference. I thought it helped him get forward. I thought it helped him get balls into the box and put the goalkeeper under pressure. And to be fair to Braga, they had a goalkeeper who made a couple of big saves at big moments.
I know it's Paul. Just to follow up, Donovan, right?
Yeah.
I know that the changes were made and it kind of it did impact the game because the first part of that second half Celtic were in. Why is it always the younger player that is the one who's sacrificed?
Yeah,
always a younger player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Donovan, to be fair, has done well, but he was the tactical change for Celtic come second half.
He was indeed, so a lot to think about for the manager for the weekend. But a club divided is never going to go forward in the way it could and should when they're united.
And you've got a meeting with a large group of supporters who have a view, and there's no one group of Celtic supporters who have the view of every fan.
Yep.
But you mentioned it earlier, Paul. I think any sort of dialogue has to be a positive step.
Celtic Motherwell this weekend, 3 o'clock Sunday. Aberdeen will play Dundee. Good luck the Dons tonight against Shakhtar Donetsk. Rangers play 3 o'clock at Falkirk on Sunday. Is that the TV game? I would imagine.
Yeah.
It's 3 o'clock now, isn't it? We've all got to like the 12:30, but it's 3 o'clock. On Saturday there's Dundee United Livy, Kilmarnock against St Mirren, and Hearts against Hibs. The Edinburgh derby, the Old Reekie derby. We'll talk more about that tomorrow night with Peter Grant and Richard Foster, who will be with us. So, Andy, 3 minutes to go. And it would have been, even at 1-0, you'd be saying, well, a point, you never know.
Celtic are always capable of scoring a goal. They're so quick. They've got some clinical players, but Yeah, 2-0 down with a couple of minutes to go. This game is gone, and I think that's a huge disappointment. I still don't see
I didn't see that
the handball as they showed the replay there.
I don't see it either.
It must be forensic. They must show
sneakometer. What's that in the cricket?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's
I couldn't see it either.
No.
And maybe we didn't get that different angle that they're seeing, but the angle or the shots that we're getting, it looks as if it just come off Iheanacho's head.
Callum McGregor still driving forward up over the halfway line to Tounekti, who's been the star signing of the summer. We might have said that about Iheanacho as well, if that goal had stood, but no fault to him. If it did come off somewhere in his arm, then it was involuntary. I know these days they say, the handball, Andy's still up in the air, isn't it? They keep saying they're changing things. And I'm not even sure UEFA and FIFA understand.
And I'm looking at Hatate there, who's trying to sprint back, and he just looked, he's on as a sub, and he looked heavy-legged, he didn't look sharp.
Wow. He's only been on, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
So a minute and a half left as Braga's still in possession, but the ball goes all the way. It's going to be
there'll be a lot of emphasis. I think you'll speak a lot tomorrow if Celtic fans are calling in, and they'll be asking Granty about Kasper Schmeichel, just his general performance, his distribution with his feet. It was nowhere near good enough. And then I don't know what Peter will think about his involvement in the goal. Should he have kept it out? Was it an amazing strike? I think he should have done better, but I think a lot of focus will fall on Kasper Schmeichel and his performance.
He's, I think, on Celtic TV at the moment, and this one is not one they'll be looking to the highlights on this one. They had their moments, of course they did, but that's football, isn't it? It's just those slim, thin margins in sport, and it can just change the destiny of titles, games, cups, as James Forrest, coming forward again, 34 years old, edge of the box, gets past one, claiming, what's he saying, what's happening? The referee's...
He's not having it.
He's not having it, Andy, but he's not going to win the foul there. 30 seconds to go.
You get 30 seconds to go, and I know we've not got any sound, but my goodness, you look at the stadium, the supporters have long gone.
It's a far cry from the Champions League. Andy, where are you this weekend?
No game this weekend.
No game. Sorry, I should have checked that before. And so you'll take in a game. I know you will, at whatever level you'll be there. Yeah. Craig as well. Will you come back next week? Yeah,
absolutely, Paul. Yes,
and all the best to Rangers tonight, who went all the way to the final in 2022. So the whistle goes, the camera goes on to Brendan Rodgers, who shakes hands with his own bench. He will now, with the Portuguese manager Braga, take the spoils 2-0. Andy, your final summary. What would you say about that tonight?
Celtic didn't start well. Took them until the second half to really get going. I still think huge controversy about the Iheanacho and what was it, handball or was it not? I've seen a couple of replays and I'm still unconvinced that it brushes his arm. But obviously VAR looked at it quite a lot. It was a contentious issue and it was disallowed. I think a lot of focus will fall on Kasper Schmeichel. His use of the ball was poor. His involvement at the goal, I think he could have done better. And Celtic fans not happy, streaming out of the ground.
Good luck to Rangers tonight, Craig.
Cheers, Paul.
Thanks so much. We're back tomorrow night at 5. Joe Kilday standing by.
This is the Go Radio Football Show with Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction with a Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus. Order now on the Burger King app.
Let's go! The Flame Grilled Whopper from Burger King. The most food-filling burger.
Is it, though?
Is that?
Yes. A slightly better version of you.
I don't understand.
Just like the new Whopper that's juicier and tastier than ever before. Same, but hits different. That's my line now.
Oh, sorry.
Whopper never tasted so good. Order now on the Burger King app.